Save $10 on every $25 purchase. Use it on everything. Run to Old Navy or OldNavy.com today. Valid 2/26 to 3/6. Excludes gift cards and clearance. See OldNavy.com/supercash for more details.
O'Reilly. Improve visibility and save money at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Replace your old wiper blades with a new pair of Rain-X Advantage wiper blades and save $10 now at O'Reilly. Our professional parts people will even install them for free. See better and drive safer with new wiper blades from O'Reilly Auto Parts. In-store or online at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Interest rates as low as 1.99% with approved credit. Visit nationstrucks.com today.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind studio. Your accident, your future, your attorney. Contact them at whenyounitus.com or call pound 546 from your cell. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now number 1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Wednesday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thanks so much for tuning in. We do have a good one for you today. We'll get you caught up on what's happening out there in the world. Deb's Woke News will do that. Top of the hour, 4 o'clock, Animal House with our guests from the Central Florida Zoo. 5 o'clock hour, Scott Maxwell Trivia, Ross Thoughts, Topics, your calls and texts all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead producer, Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
Comedy alien Ross Paget.
Happy 1000th show.
Is that really the case?
I made it up.
Damn it. I'm so gullible.
Oh.
We know,
407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. Find us on social media easily. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, at The Jim Colbert Show. Twitter, just at Jim Colbert Show. And everything you need to know about us is at JimColbertLive.com. Wednesday, everybody having a good Wednesday?
Got my hair done, having a great Wednesday.
I noticed that your hair was actually a little did.
It's beautiful. It's straight.
Mm-hmm.
It's very purple.
Very purple.
Very
purple.
Go City. And
How
the
often
Pride played tonight.
Do they really?
Yeah, at 7 at Exploria
It's
Stadium.
the whole reason I did it, Jimmy.
See?
How often are you supposed to do that to your hair? You are crazy about that purple. This is like the third or fourth time.
Oh, no. Well, you're supposed to get your hair done every 6 weeks. I stretch it out to about 8.
Yeah.
Really? Even with that color?
Yeah, because it ain't cheap, man. It was 4 hours in that chair today. 4 hours.
But isn't that color, like, if you do it too often, isn't it bad for your hair?
It can be because they have to strip the hair in order to get the purple to go back in the hair. But the trick is to, and Jimmy, obviously you know all this stuff, but it's just important that you use your leave-in conditioner, your condition. You just treat the hair, you baby it until your next appointment.
Jimmy knows about damaged hair.
Yeah. I do know about damaged hair. I know about scorched earth hair. I have that. Ross is irritating more than usual because he has unbelievably good hair that he doesn't care about.
It's fluffy. It
is. He has
strawberry blonde.
Movie star hair. He tries and does nothing with it, and it still looks good.
I don't even brush it.
I know you don't.
That's not breaking news.
Look. In our pre-show meetings, you'll come in there, you'll run your hand through your hair, and it looks like you just got out of rehab or on your way into rehab.
I thought you just said my hair was great.
It is great, but what I'm saying is, sometimes when you have really good hair, it even looks good messed up. I'm giving you a compliment.
I couldn't tell with the whole rehab statement.
Well, I mean, it looks, did you ever see Nick Nolte's mugshot?
No. I mean, yes. But that mugshot.
It has a lot of ability. Your hair, you can mold it into a lot of things, and it doesn't have a cowlick or any of that. It's got a good body. You have good hair.
I thank you. I actually have 2 cowlicks.
Do you really?
And they're fighting against themselves.
My wife has one. I had in my back home. Somebody in my family had one that was so pronounced there was no other possibility of a hairdo. That was the dominant feature, and that's how the hair was going to happen. The part was going to be right there,
whether you like it or not.
Yeah, there's no managing that, by the way.
I want to see Ross's fighting Cowlicks.
Well,
Show title.
Right now,
look at that. See what I'm saying? Look at that.
Yeah.
One little swath of his hand, and it looks completely different. I would pay. Oh, God, what I'd pay for that.
This is why you need to go to JimColbertLive.com and find out all the different ways you can see this on Facebook Live, YouTube,
to run my
Twitch.
hands through my hair, not just the back. It hurts when I do it now.
You can do it to mine.
I don't want to do it to yours.
Yeah, no, that makes it a different.
And it's so much better than Jack's. Jack has perfect hair, but it's not like that. That hair is that's so different. And then you have the John Waters mustache.
Yeah, and then I use pomade.
And you use pomade.
Guy.
Oh, wow.
God. All right, 407. Enough about your hair. 407.
I could put my head on top of yours, and then we can.
Oh, no, don't go there.
916-1041. So, guys, I saw this thing today I thought was very interesting because, with what's happening in Ukraine and Russia, what they're telling you to start preparing for now is the possibilities of cyber attacks from Russia on supply chains for the U.S., right?
Yep.
So, the whole idea of a password on your stuff, whatever your accounts may be, your bank accounts, your social media accounts, insurance accounts, whatever the case may be, it's more important than ever than those words and those passwords be clever, unique, and really uncrackable, along with lots of different stuff, capital letters, symbols, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And we all know that. We all have very clever passwords, right, everybody?
Well, everyone assumes they have very clever passwords.
Yeah, my password's a thumbs up emoji.
Oh, very nice. That's going to be hard to figure out. It's going to take him at least 50 tries, Dick.
It has an exclamation point at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, that makes it okay.
Well, research from the National Cybersecurity Center in 2021 showed that many use personal information for passwords. You think that's a good idea?
No, never.
It is not. Good answer, class.
Thank you, Five.
This firm called Lookout is a firm that offers security, and they printed a list today of the 20 most used, easiest hackable passwords. Now, when I tell you a couple of these, you're going to go, okay, if anybody uses those as a password, they deserve to have everything they own stolen. And I will gladly say that right now. More than 70% of these, if you use this as your password, you deserve to be stolen from. There's enough information out there that you know how to make a better decision in this, and anything other than that is just lazy, and your penalty is having all of your S stolen, maybe even your identity. If your password, this is the number one, by the way, if your password is 123456.
Oh, I was just about to ask if that's one.
I might try to hack your accounts just to be a dick. I mean, people still use that. And see, when I look at this list, what I say to myself is you're doing a good job choosing passwords. You're good at this because if this is the hackable stuff, how about this? QWERTY.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
QWERTY. Of course, the top letters of the top line of your keyboard.
Yeah, from the top left.
But, I mean, who would use that? Who would think, this has got to be secure? Nobody will think of it. Well, certainly not an entire country of doctorate-level hacks.
Jimmy, we all have the YouTube password because that's where we stream the show. It's Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. It's an account that you create. Everyone who needs it.
Okay.
We're working on a need-to-password basis. And Jimmy, you created the password. Deb, I'll tell you what this is because it's kind of a hoot. I'd like to say it on the air because it is so bad.
It is so awful. It is. But I did that just to get the account started so that you, the guy with all the brains on the show, could go in there and really make a good decision.
Yeah, hear that? It's your fault, Jack.
It was something I could remember that we could change later that we never did.
Almost like QWERTY to other people.
The fourth most hacked one, Ross, is password.
Yeah.
But with a capital P, that's the throw off the hackers.
I respect that.
Or password at the exclamation point. That works.
So the number ones, I'm serious, guys. Listen to this. In the top 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are all in there.
Oh, yeah.
So actively, enough people use those words or that series of numbers as their password that it has made that list. Like that's how many people do it.
Well, think about this, Jimmy. All the times you talk to Code Black, and he's talked about companies installing software and never resetting the default.
Well, you ready? One of the words is default. That you actually just never actually choose a password, and people go in and just enter the word default and then have their way with your money. ABC123.
Oh, that's clever.
Oh, wait, that's not good?
Oh, here's one that got really clever. Ross, this sounds like this is a KGB level in here. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1.
Whoa. Crafty.
I like it.
And then some people don't stop at QWERTY. They add the YUIOP as well, which is the entire top level of your keyboard.
Oops.
I love you made it.
Aw.
Lowercase.
Oh.
And then, of course, the devil made it 6666. The one that I saw that made the most sense was 1Q 2W3E, which I guess is if you go up, there's 1Q. It's up down, up down, up down.
Yeah.
I like that.
So I will tell you, I told this to Jack a while back that I think this is a very good way to create a password is to create a fake email address, and it's super easy to remember. That's what you do. You just go around your house. You put an aunt's name at the half the street you live on or something, and then a number or a symbol, and you will never forget your password. That's what I've been doing forever. And it could be yellow dog at 125 ampersand dot white, whatever, it doesn't matter. But if you put it in a sentence like that, it's easier to remember.
I'll have to try that.
I'm serious. It is. It's really easy to remember. I haven't forgotten a password in a while. I just make ones that are so easy to break, like our YouTube channel. But what are you going to do with that information? You going to log on there and make our channel better? If you do, I'll give it to you now.
Well, no, but I log on and chat.
All right. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Today is Ash Wednesday, which means today is the day you're supposed to start being good, Jack. Now, you're a practicing Catholic, the only one I know. Are you Ash? Are you going to Ash?
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm Catholic. I'm just not the practicing part.
So, and obviously, if you're in the workplace today, don't do what I did many years back.
Oh, no.
Don't walk up to somebody in your office that has the ashes and be a complete dolt and not understand that it's Ash Wednesday and then offer to wipe it off and then do so.
Oh, but better yet, Jimmy, did you put a little spit on your thumb before you...
I knew the guy quite well. That's one reason I did it. But yeah, that happened. But don't do that. Jack, I noticed that you didn't have the ashes. Did you not go this morning?
I did not.
I got sent home from work because of the ashes. Yes, I did.
Oh, because you had them on your forehead? They sent you home?
On my forehead.
Is this when you worked at a theme park?
This is when I worked at a theme park. And even though I offered to cover them with my bangs, they said, no, unfortunately, you either have to wipe them off or you have to go home. And I said, well, I'll see you tomorrow.
Well, do they pay you for that, though?
I
would
assume they would have to.
That's wild. I've never heard anybody leaving their job because of Ash Wednesday.
I've never heard of someone being asked to leave their job because of Ash Wednesday.
Well, I guess.
Is it a specific type of ash?
It's supposed to be from palm fronds.
In some cases, don't they also, Jack, use the petitions that people will write on small pieces of paper? I've heard some churches will take those petitions, they burn those, and then they'll use those as ashes as well.
I've heard that, and also the palms from the previous Palm Sunday that have all dried up. You can bring those back, and supposedly they burn those as well.
Is that the only religion that requires an outward showing like that? Like, is Catholicism? I don't think in the Christian world, in any of those denominations, you don't do anything like that. Like where you wear something like that on your body. Maybe
Greek Orthodox, I believe, they're very.
They do a forehead marking kind of thing?
I believe they would be the closest to the Catholic Church. Of course, you've got the Mormons, and they have special garb that they wear.
I think that even in the world of some religious some religious sects, I believe, even use like when they do the anointing, the olive oil anointing or whatever, they'll put a dot of olive oil on your forehead and you wear that for the day or whatever.
That sounds like you're just asking for acne.
It's not olive oil, but it is.
Well, our church uses olive oil. I was like, I need some basil tomatoes. I'm good.
We'll find a way to make you a virgin.
All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 770. 877-829-7031 coming up a little bit later in the program. Of course, we'll have the Animal House. Scott Maxwell calls today. His column today in the Sentinel, by the way, on Florida's mental health issues, not being really paid attention to, being ignored, is really a great column. If you haven't read it yet, go check him out. You can follow him on Twitter at Scott_Maxwell. He posts it all the time. We'll be talking about that today. Plus, we'll have Ross thoughts and your calls and texts all day long. Deb, what is coming up for news?
The United Nations votes overwhelmingly to condemn the Russian invasion. Publix made how much money in 2021?
I bet it's disgusting.
It's disgusting. It's a number that I don't. And then finally, get ready to see the new Batman movie, Like a European.
All right.
We'll explain that and more coming up during Woke News.
All right, 407-916-1041. Deb's News, more of the Jim Colbert Show is right after this.
Sure, the long-term effects of smart speaker usage are completely unknown. But when has that stopped you from doing anything? So tell it to play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio and enjoy.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call ClausmanLaw.com.
We're seeing stop-and-go traffic coming in from Polk County eastbound on I-4 approaching U.S. Highway 27 all the way up to 429. Delays, too, between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. If you're heading westbound, expect a slow go between Sand Lake Road and Central Florida Parkway, and also between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road. The Beach Line, the 408, and the Turnpike up to speed. See traffic problems? Call the traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
Sometimes it feels like your business is going 100 miles an hour, barely keeping up. Dell Technologies advisors have the Windows PCs and tech you need to help you get past whatever's in front of you. Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. A start to a simpler experience with Windows 11 Pro.
Man, when the big box stores wanted to partner up with a bathroom remodeling company, they chose Rebath. Here's why. Great reputation. Not to mention, they've been in the residential bathroom remodeling business since 1991. 31 years of experience. Plus, those big box stores, they chose Rebath because they have the proper license, proper insurance, they're dependable. They have those standards of performance and processes to ensure thoroughness. And, of course, they background check their employees as well. Do it at the big box stores when it comes to getting a bathroom. Do your research. It's vital. You may not have any recourse if you don't. And these guys from Rebath do great work. Simply amazing stuff. And when you go to their showroom, 436 up in Altamont, they're right across from Kobe, so easy to find. You're going to see some models set up. Understand those models are just to show you what the products look like, and they are amazing products. By the way, brand names you've known forever: Moen, Kohler, Toto, Birch Cabinetry, Delta. Those are the names they use. Great choices of natural stone as well. Travertine and marble, all those beautiful colors. Slide in, check them out, but really got to go online and book that appointment. Look at those before and afters while you're there, man. Amazing stuff. It's Rebath, midfla.com.
This year full of Real Radio is brought to you by FloridaJobsNow.com.
We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any.
Did you know trading in your car at a dealer could cost you money? A recent study found consumers who trade in their car pay an average of $990 more. So don't trade in. Sell it to We Buy Any Car. Learn more and get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much your car's worth at We Buy Any Car.
This is Robert Palmer, president of RP Funding, and we've paid over $80 million in closing costs. Visit rpfunding.com to see how much we'll pay for your refinance. Or call 855-773-8634.
Terms and conditions apply. Unless 7168 equal housing.
Because injuries to muscles and ligaments don't show up on an x-ray, the insurance companies will use it as an excuse not to pay. But we work with doctors who can see what x-rays can't, giving you a case insurance companies can't ignore. Farah and Farah, here for you, here for good.
Orlando. Life is great when you get a VA home loan with Navy Federal Credit Union. Like having expert guidance through the home buying process kind of great. With other lenders, life is okay. Like figuring it out for yourself okay.
What do ARM, DTI, and PMI mean?
I don't know. Too many acronyms.
Luckily, when you're a member, life is better. Like getting expert guidance from a top VA home loan lender kind of better. Learn more at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
The
premier engagement ring event is this weekend at International Diamond Center. IDC has flown in the entire Tokori ring collection direct from Los Angeles. Over 500 eye-catching elegant rings from the world's most acclaimed designer. And for this 3-day event, we've opened the IDC Vault, showcasing our largest ever GIA and Forevermark diamond selection. Literally thousands of hand-picked precious diamonds, including all the hard-to-get sizes, all at IDC's guaranteed best price. Don't miss this chance to match the perfect diamond with a perfect Tokori ring with its clean modern design and exquisite attention to detail. You'll see all the latest Tokori designs, hundreds of new styles, and get up to $1,500 in Tokori gift cards with your purchase. All this plus 36 months zero-interest financing. It's the biggest engagement buying opportunity of the year, showcasing the world's best diamonds with the world's finest designer rings. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only, and only at International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations on approved credit.
If your grocery delivery is just okay, that's not okay. But good news, now Kroger is here to not just deliver groceries, but over-deliver with freshness guaranteed. And the coolest trucks, literally, they're refrigerated to beat the heat, so your salad always has that farm fresh snap. Sound more than okay? Then order today at Kroger.com. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
For a limited time, you can get $15 off your next 3 orders for savings up to $45. Offer valid with digital coupon while supplies last.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Hey, what up, you freaking maniacs? It's Tommy Lee, and we're back, baby.
And this is Joe Elliott from Def Leppard.
iHeartRadio and all the bands on the stadium tour want you to have the ultimate experience at the show in Miami. We'll get you flights, hotel, and front row tickets to the show. Plus, you'll meet the crew, Def Leppard and Poison.
To win, open the free iHeartRadio app and listen to Slippery When Wet Radio.
And you're automatically entered.
Tickets for the stadium tour are on sale now at LiveNation.com.
This is going to be insane.
Good luck, and we'll see you there with iHeartRadio.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch.
Yeah. We like it when you watch.
At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, and you can check us out live. So go to JimColbertLive.com. You can click right there and watch us do the show live. And by do the show, I mean sit and talk. It's fun.
It is fun.
Also, tomorrow is the big Florida Jobs Fair coming up. That's FLJobsNow.com, brought to you by Aquatica, SeaWorld, and, of course, iHeartRadio. Tons and tons of companies will be there looking for employees. So we'll tell you all about that here in 1 second as well. Welcome back. I am Jim. Jack and Ross are here. Let's get a check of the news. Here's Deb.
And now, it's time for Woke News.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole world.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
And Woke News is brought to you by Home Loans Radio and that saint of a man, that mortgage guy, Don. The United Nations General Assembly has voted to condemn the Russian invasion of Ukraine. The overwhelming result saw 141 nations vote in favor. 5 countries voted no, including Russia and Belarus, while 35 nations abstained. The decision isn't legally binding, but does carry global political weight in its sweeping disapproval against Russia and prompted a rare standing ovation in the chamber. While it likely won't change the country's military aggression in Ukraine, the resolution demands Russia withdraw all of its military forces from Ukraine, quote, within its internationally recognized borders, end quote. Meanwhile, the Ukrainian civilian death count in the Russian invasion is over 2,000. That's according to Ukraine's state emergency service. It added that many facilities, including houses and hospitals, have been destroyed in the week-long fighting. And, of course, this is where international observers gather evidence of this because, of course, those are not military targets.
Right, yeah.
And that's what constitutes a war crime.
Yeah, that's the war crime words come into play.
Yeah, absolutely. Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny, you'll remember him. He was the guy who was poisoned on a flight on his way to Germany. Oh, yeah. He's not only still alive, he's locked away, and he is calling on Russians to stage daily protests against the invasion of Ukraine. A spokesperson wrote on Twitter today that Navalny is calling on Russians to, quote, protest against the war in the main squares of their towns every day at certain times. In a series of tweets, Navalny called on Russians to, quote, not become a nation of frightened, silent people and cowards who pretend not to notice the aggressive war against Ukraine unleashed by our obviously insane czar, end quote. Navalny has been in a Russian jail since he returned to Russia from Germany, recovering from this poisoning last year.
I wouldn't be surprised if that happened in the States, but to hear that, you can be in a Russian jail and still get, public statements out.
I think that's awesome. Now, over 6,000 Russians have been arrested in anti-war protests so far in Russia, and the Putin has gone so far now as to block their media from using the words invasion and war.
Yeah.
So you can't call it that if you're Russian media.
Right, yeah. Also, that's funny that Navalny guy's like, yeah, go after these guys, stand up to them. The ones who poisoned me with radioactivity.
Well,
it is hard. It's a hard message to sell. I mean, they took this guy out and tried to take him out, and
but he's not out.
He's not out. You're right.
He's not out, and the opposite of that is just being Putin's little bitch for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Back here closer to home, a measure to aid Ukraine is beginning to emerge in Congress. The Ukrainian ambassador is pleading for help from America when it comes to defending and fending off that Russian invasion. And there's now talk of an emergency spending bill. It has the support of Republicans like Senator John Cornyn of Texas, but it's unclear if this would be a standalone bill or if the cash for anti-tank and anti-aircraft type equipment would be rolled into a bigger spending package. For me, I hope it's a standalone bill because something rolled into something bigger means it's going to take that much longer.
Yeah.
Another sign to remind that even though this invasion is happening thousands of miles from home, it's affecting people that are in our own neighborhoods. And for one USF student, the war in Ukraine feels personal. 19-year-old Anna Irmalaeva is from a city about 2 hours from Kyiv, and her mom, who's the mayor, says she won't leave. Anna says it's hard for her to focus on her studies in Tampa because when her country faces such an uncertain future, she recently told Fox 13 News she's proud of those in Ukraine who are vowing to fight until they win or die. But she is worried if there will be a place for her to go back to when it's all over.
Yeah, Mila Kunis is from Ukraine. Her family's from Ukraine. Ashton Kutcher's wife, and I guess she was famous for, what was it, that 70s show?
Yeah.
When she was 14?
Right, yeah. And she, her mom's from Ukraine, and it, became kind of a popular thing a few years back. They were making the rounds, and she would speak that language fluently and stuff. But, they've kind of been speaking out as well about what's happening over there because, when you have familial connections, like we heard with our interview yesterday, that stuff runs deep, man. And no information coming out of there, that would be the absolute worst.
Terrifying. And it's also terrifying to pull up to the gas pump because the war in Ukraine is expected to make driving around Florida even more expensive. Dr. Sheshkin Oskul is a supply chain management professor at USF, and he says gas prices will likely approach $4 a gallon in the Sunshine State. Now, according to AAA, the average price for a gallon of regular rose nearly 6 cents overnight to $3.57. I paid $3.59 just before getting into work today. $30 didn't even get me 9 gallons. The 357 is 9 cents higher than this time last week and close to 13 cents more than a month ago. Dr. Oskul says sanctions are limiting Russia's ability to export oil, and Russia may want to hold on to some of its oil for its military operations. The Sunshine State's highest recorded average is 408. Set back in the summer of 2008.
Yeah, it cost me about, I think, between $8 to $10 more to fill up my tank right now than it did about a month and a half ago or so. That's why, because you kind of just, when I don't fill up until I'm basically dead empty.
Yeah.
And so I get an idea of, what kind of gas mileage and some other things like that. And you just kind of notice it went from 60 to 68 to 71,
I think I'm just going to wait a couple years before I get gas.
You and Ross both.
Speaking of money, y'all, Publix sales increased in 2021.
Yeah, I bet it did.
Yeah, the Lakeland-based grocery chain reported sales for the fiscal year ending December 25th were up 7% from 2020. Now, remember, Publix didn't do so bad in 2020, right?
No,
the lockdown.
Wasn't that like a record year?
Oh, it was a record year. So the company's sales grew too. Let's take a guess around the room how much you think Publix made in 2021.
I will go...
Fiscal year ending December 25th.
So how much they made for the whole year?
Whole year.
$20 billion.
Jack?
I was going to go a lot more than that.
I don't know that I'm right. I'm just taking a stab.
150 billion.
The giggle is the part that gets
me. That is a gigantic gap. What do you plan to do with it, my friend? You with the good hair?
Which one are you speaking to? Which one are you speaking to?
Make a decision, hair.
Jack or Ross? Okay, Ross, what's your guess? It's a pretty wide area there.
I'm still digesting Jack's snicker.
I know. Mark that.
I'm going to go with 2.1 billion. I'm taking the low.
That's a good move.
That is.
Oh, that was shrewd.
I guess it's going to have to be points, Jimmy, just because, Jack, you're so far away, but it was $48 billion last year.
That's a lot of dough.
Ross gets it.
Does Ross get it?
Yeah, because he upped Jimmy by
80.
No, he went low. He went
billion.
2. He went 2. I was 20.
You went under him?
Yeah.
Get out of here, Jack.
Hey.
Oh, that was
Get out of here. You're in timeout.
Publix, with over 800 stores in Florida, now has plans to expand into Kentucky.
Somebody just said the Publix could go 7 years without making a profit and still be perfectly cool.
Yeah. Can you imagine? $48 billion.
It's all that boar's head.
All right.
They give a good product. I mean, what do you say?
Exactly.
I mean, they it's basically the Chick-fil-A of grocery stores. They have an amazing product, and you have a great experience every time you go in there.
I was going to say, it's not just the product, it's the customer service.
No, it is like Chick-fil-A. You have to, put aside your morals and look the other way on some of their political decisions to be able to shop there.
That's life in general, dude.
Yeah,
right,
now it's like, I don't know. Do I want to pay for that next bus? Not really. I wish they would have asked me if I was comfortable with that. Their subs are great, but come on, people. Let's not get it twisted. A family is moving forward with its efforts to vindicate a man killed by police in Orange County. This is going to make it a very small story moving forward, but Daniel Knight was shot to death by Winter Park police at a wedding reception last month. His family announced yesterday they have hired the law firm, you may have heard it, Morgan & Morgan, to represent them.
They have a small footprint in the Southeast.
Yeah. I've noticed that.
Morgan & Morgan.
Number one PI law firm in the country.
Yeah, exactly. You see their billboards all over the country.
I remember when I went to Memphis and I'm like, what's he doing here?
I remember seeing that very thing. I'm like, God almighty, man.
How did he get
this
here?
Guy's a good guy again. But let me escape this guy for 20 minutes.
Yeah. Police say Knight was shot after attacking 2 officers, including one who was knocked unconscious. But his family denies that and also says the shooting was unjustified. Morgan & Morgan, which is really hard with Ross not continuing to go Morgan & Morgan, says they'll find out what happened and hold those responsible accountable. Now, a convicted cop killer is now accused of injuring officers at the Orange County Jail. Corrections officials said yesterday that Markeith Lloyd was involved in a violent incident last week. They wouldn't say what happened, how many people were involved, but they did say the officers involved had to seek medical attention at the hospital and are now recovering. Ooh. This comes as the 46-year-old Lloyd is waiting to hear if a judge will order him put to death for the killing of Orlando Police Lieutenant Deborah Clayton, and that decision could come tomorrow.
Yeah, they cleared him for being sane last week. We didn't talk about it. I remember that. I was like, let me tell you, if this guy could walk in there covered in his own dew with a fire extinguisher hanging out of his bottom, he's going to be sane. You executed a cop, buddy. You're going down.
Yeah.
I got bad news.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no wiggling out of it. You can beat up all the correction officers you want. You're getting the needle, bro. It's just going to happen. You just need to come to grips with it. You executed a cop. You can't do that here.
After killing...
We kill people that do that.
Not just your ex-girlfriend, but trying to assassinate her entire family. He shot her brother as well and would have gotten
he's a horrible human being.
Yeah.
He serves no purpose in society. He's a terrible guy. He's not saying he's completely fine. He's just a murderous idiot.
Back to your original story when we opened the show about cybersecurity, Jim. Governor Ron DeSantis agrees with you. He's awarding millions of dollars for cybersecurity education here in Florida. The governor announced $20 million to beef up cybersecurity workforce education in the state. Now, appearing at the University of South Florida's Sam and Martha Gibbons Alumni Center in Tampa, DeSantis said the funding will be coordinated through the Florida Center for Cybersecurity at USF. He says the goal is to help middle, high school, and college students earn credentials in the field of cybersecurity. And, of course, moving forward, that's got to be one of the fields that's just going to explode in the years moving forward.
Absolutely. And that's you know what? That's really smart money spent, to be honest with you, because what that could cost in the long run just absolutely pales in comparison to that $20 million investment.
I mean, if it helps them come up with a better, stronger password, I'm all for it.
Yeah, right.
Boobies.
1, 2, 3, QWERTY. QWERTY boobies.
QWERTY boobies.
And then you have a recording of Jack's giggle and it gets you in.
ULA can celebrate a successful rocket launch. A United Launch Alliance Atlas V rocket blasted off yesterday afternoon from Cape Canaveral. The rocket's carrying weather satellites that will hover over Hawaii. ULA says the satellites will provide rapid, high-quality data to improve forecasts and save lives. Meanwhile, SpaceX is set to launch more Starlink satellites into orbit from the Kennedy Space Center. Falcon 9 is scheduled to take off tomorrow morning at 9:35 a.m. The booster has previously been used in 7 Starlink missions as well as 3 rideshare missions. So they are really getting the most bang out of their buck when it comes to reusing these boosters. And, normally we rag a little bit on SpaceX and adding even more of these satellites. But ever since hearing that Elon Musk is doing his best to try and get internet service back up and running for the people of Ukraine, I'm all for getting more of those satellites into space.
I just hope it works better than the time he tried to help rescue those kids trapped in the mine.
With the old submarine.
It didn't turn out so good for him.
That's when I turned on him a little bit. That's when I started getting a little shaky on him.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
Wasn't the end result of that was like, well, the coach was a pedophile.
Yeah,
no. He accused someone else who was criticizing their rescue method of that sub, saying it's not going to fit in there. And so there was a little public back and forth, and I believe Elon called that guy a pedo.
Yeah, he called him a pedo.
Yeah.
Then he went scorched earth on the guy. Because that's it. That's the nuke of character assassinations, right?
And that led to a lawsuit.
Yeah, and I believe the guy winning that lawsuit.
Yeah, he had to settle, I think.
All right, Special Olympics Florida is hosting the USA Games here in Orlando, and the Games will also celebrate 50 years of competition. I bring this story to you because if you did not know, the organization is 98% volunteer-based. Yeah. I had no idea Special Olympics relied on that percentage of volunteers, 98%, and officials say they're in need of volunteers. Special Olympics Florida requires about $19 million annually to put on events free of charge. So organizers say anyone interested in getting involved can contact them online. So Special Olympics Florida, getting ready for the USA Games here in Orlando.
Got to be a little awkward for that 2%, right?
The ones getting paid?
Yeah, you're making bank off of the Special Olympics.
Well, I don't know how much bank they're making, but they are making money.
They are making money. Someone's got to,
Listen, they're administration fees.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Speaking of other charitable acts, ladies, some firefighters in Polk County are going to bear almost all to help rescued animals.
Wow, really?
The Lakeland Fire Department and SPCA Florida are joining forces on a 2023 calendar featuring LFD members and rescued pets. Money raised from sales of the calendars will go to pay for the medical expenses of pets found at emergency scenes.
Why's it only got to be for ladies?
The Lakeland fight. You're right.
Why can't some guys want to help pets too?
That's right. Absolutely. Jack, I'll get you
Jim
a calendar.
I'm getting Jim one for his birthday.
All right. And then some of us have to figure who's going to get Ross one. Brendan O'Connor's already ordered a case of them.
I need a new one to cover up the old one.
The Lakeland Firefighter SPCA Rescued Pets calendar is set to be released in November, and copies will cost just $10 a piece. All right, there's a sign of life returning to normal in Volusia County. Listen for the roar. Daytona Bike Week starts Friday, and already hotel rooms are booked at levels last seen before the pandemic. Great news. An official with the Daytona Regional Chamber of Commerce says some bikers are already here to enjoy post-lockdown life. Bob Davis is president and CEO of the Lodging and Hospitality Association of Volusia County, and he recently told the News Journal this could be one of the top 5 bike weeks ever.
Let me tell you why this is so important for Florida's economy. Automatically everybody thinks that the bikers just go to Daytona and stay there and hang out and drink on the strip. What you don't understand, if you don't go out into the rural parts of this state, is those bikers use the 2-lane byways and highways that go throughout Central Florida and North Central Florida as riding zones, which means they spread that money out that they come down here to spend in little towns like Bunnell and Palatka, Florida, and Tavares, Mount Dora, Leesburg, all turned into a mecca for cyclists for that very reason. These guys want to get out of that fray occasionally. They go on their rides and they stop in these little cities and spend their money. This thing is very good for the state, and Deb is 1,000% right. It being back in full force is vital to our economy.
It really, especially on the beach side.
All day long.
Especially on the beach side. Now,
that's right.
Hogging out.
Hogging out.
Feathering
that rooster.
Sidecar.
I'm good for the economy.
Well, closer to home here in Central Florida, the 110th Central Florida Fair is back. The event is going to take place tomorrow, March 3rd through the 13th at West Colonial Drive in Orlando. Guests can enjoy more than 40 rides, 70 food vendors, and agriculture from 6 counties. Online tickets are only $10 for adults ages 12 and older. Children 11 and younger are free with a paid adult. Yeah,
they do a good job at the fair, man. It's always fun.
It is. Who doesn't remember, going to the fair as a kid, eating elephant ears and throwing up on the Ferris wheel?
Well,
good
even
times.
as adults, my wife and I went on a double date with some friends about, 5, 6, 7 years ago to the fair, and had one of the best times that year. Had a blast. Because you go there, you start acting like a kid again. It's great.
Exactly.
I mean, you had to have gotten some looks.
No.
For what?
I don't know.
Lots of adults
having
go to
fun
the
at
fair.
the fair, playing games and whatnot, trying to win my girl a stuffed animal, and pop a balloon, a fish.
Go ahead. Let them know. Feed them the joke here.
I would, if I'm at a fair, I'm with my kid, I see you.
There we go.
With your kid.
You're by yourself, and you're like, wow, what a Ferris wheel. Like, this guy had his childhood robbed or something.
Oh, my God, no. It wasn't like that at all, buddy. I just go there to win stuffed animals and make fun of the clown in the dunk tank.
You go on any rides? Bumper cars?
I go on a couple rides, like the fun
Ferris
house.
wheel.
I could see you
I get scared on the Ferris wheel.
Like shooting the water gun into the target and then winning and then turning around and just saying, in your face, to an 8-year-old.
Yeah. Actually, I don't even bother. I just turn the cannon and shoot him right in the side of his head.
Yeah, we saw that on Despicable Me. Okay, finally, real quick. You're going to have to pay more for a ticket when the newest installment of Batman opens this week at AMC Theaters. So this is just at AMC Theaters. Have you guys heard about how AMC is going to be charging more for premium seats, premium movies, and very seat pricing like they do in Europe?
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
So you can pay for where you sit in the theater.
And it's going to cost you more if you want to sit in the center back, like those sweet seats.
Which is almost ready to go back to the theater this weekend. I'll put it off another couple years.
This model follows other industries like sporting events, concerts, and live theater that charge a premium for the best seats in the house. So again, AMC is the first movie theater chain that's doing this now, but if they're successful with it, look for others to follow suit, which means, those big popular movies that they already make billions of dollars on.
Yeah.
They figured out a new way to get more of your money.
Well, flag on the field, AMC is not making billions of dollars off of those movies.
No.
The movie is making the money.
Right.
So they're just trying to,
make some money.
The overpriced popcorn is typically how they make their money.
Exactly.
You get there early, though, to sit down. You can't do that anymore because who wants to have a gunfight with a guy with popcorn?
Well, Also, like when you go to the movies, the majority of movie theaters, at least the ones that I've gone to recently, you get to choose your seats prior.
Which is great.
Which I love.
I've never experienced that. It's
it's the best.
It's
you
the
just
best.
gotta get there early. I've never.
You
seen
don't have to get there
reserved seats.
early.
You don't have to.
You know your seat is waiting for you.
I'm leaning into this, guys.
The difference
and you get
is,
to
Jimmy,
lean back in your chair.
Oh, they're the best. But if you don't get there early enough, then you're going to get the dregs that are on the edges. But if you get there and pick out your seat that you want when it reclines back with the double cup holders, come on now.
All
Talk
that
to
leg
me.
room. Get out of here.
And now you all are officially woke. Woke News again brought to you by Home Loans Radio with that mortgage guy, Don. And you're probably like a lot of people. You'd love to stop paying rent, buy your own home, but you just don't know where to start or who to start with. Well, I do. And that's that mortgage guy, Don. Chris and I worked with him in buying our home in Mount Dora. He was simply the easiest and best part of the home buying process. And he's so easy to get a hold of. HomeLoansRadio.com. That's it. Look for the Ask Don bubble. And that's all you have to do. Type your question right there on your phone with no obligation or fear of ever being added to a spam list. HomeLoansRadio.com or thatmortgageguydon.com.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Back with more of the Jim Colbert Show right after this.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. It's Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Kristen West here with your forecast. So a beautiful day, sunshine, blue skies, a high near 80 degrees in Orlando, solid mid and upper 70s along the coast. Winds today are going to be coming in out of the north-northeast at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. We're going to stay dry today and tonight. 56 degrees tonight, mostly clear skies. Hope you're having a great day in the Fox 35 Storm Center. I'm meteorologist Kristen West.
This report is sponsored by Walt Disney World.jobs.
Walt Disney World Resort is hosting an in-person job fair at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort on March 15th. Pay rates range from $15 to $21 per hour. Full-time and part-time positions available, including lifeguard, bus driver, and more. Visit waltdisneyworld.jobs/job fair to apply today.
Check it out, man. If you need a new fence, you got to think Mossy Oak Fence. These guys are unbelievably good at what they do, and a beautiful new fence from these guys will make your home look amazing. Appeal and value, that's what will get added. And they're experts over there, and they're freaks for fencing. That means for their quality and freaks for your satisfaction. Skilled craftsmen will use the very best materials, getting you the best results every single time. Plus, these guys set the standard when it comes to quality, and that quality is backed up by the best warranty in the business. So if you're thinking fence, you got to think MossyOakFences.com. And as always, let the Mossy family protect your family today.
Quitting nicotine isn't easy, which is why Tobacco Free Florida offers free tools and services like free 2-week starter kits of quit aids. We're also trying out music to help motivate smokers to quit.
Not another cigarette would be late. Now there's someone living tobacco free. It's you.
Wow. Okay. You know, maybe we'll just stick to the ways we know work. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com or call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW for free nicotine patches.
When you owe the IRS or state sales tax and can't pay, call J. David Tax Law for effective tax help. J. David Tax Law can stop IRS or state collection actions and protect you from financial ruin. Call J. David Tax Law for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962 or at jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Enjoy dessert any time of day with Wawa's new Blackberry Cobbler handcrafted beverages. Inspired by the classic dessert, enjoy the flavors of sweet, fruity blackberry and baked caramel in a decadent cream smoothie, a hot or iced latte, rich macchiatos, and more. Each beverage is made fresh just for you, with no artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives, for a sweet treat you can smile about. Order your perfect Blackberry Cobbler handcrafted beverage today. Gotta have a Wawa. Now when you think dinner, think Wawa. Wawa's got everyone's cravings covered with endless dinner options, including the double cheeseburger. With double the beef patties, double your choice of cheese, and if you'd like, double the bacon. Top it with fresh veggies, or don't top it at all. And while you're at it, throw in a side of fries. However you do dinner, Wawa's got you covered. Enjoy dinner your way. Available every day starting at 4 p.m. at Wawa.
O'Reilly.
Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, get up to a $15 gift card after mail-in rebate when you purchase select Superstart batteries. With the power, performance, and reliability your vehicle demands, Superstart batteries are designed for lasting performance and consistent starts. Turn the key with confidence. Superstart batteries only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like the course keeps changing right before your eyes. And in order to maneuver it, you need an expert by your side. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the Windows PC and tech solutions you need to help you get out in front and stay ahead of the game. Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. A start to a simpler experience with Windows 11 Pro.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
The band that helped start a revolution. Candlebox, live in concert. Wolves 2022 tour. May 19th at 8 p.m. at Hard Rock Event Center. Candlebox, in concert. Buy tickets now at Ticketmaster.com or HardRockTampa.com. Seminole Hard Rock Tampa.
TSA is hiring transportation security officers at Orlando International Airport, and they're offering a $1,000 sign-on bonus. These positions start at $16.90 an hour and include excellent federal benefits like health insurance, paid on-the-job training, and more. And no previous security experience is required. Join a mission that matters and earn a $1,000 sign-on bonus. Apply online at jobs.tsa.gov/TSO. Some conditions apply.
This Earful of Real Radio is brought to you by FloridaJobsNow.com.
Instagram. It's not just about food pics, but it's mostly about food pics.
At Real Radio 1041.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. We now return to the Jim Colbert Show. Already in.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We appreciate that very much. You can follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok at The Jim Colbert Show, and find out everything you need to know about the program at JimColbertLive.com. Station is part of a really cool event coming up tomorrow, actually. I want to remind you as much as possible for people out there looking for a job, looking to change pace, looking to upgrade, whatever the case may be. Florida Jobs Now Fair, brought to you by Aquatica and SeaWorld, and, of course, iHeartRadio, is going to be out at the Canvas event venue at Orlando's Florida Mall Plaza from noon until 4 tomorrow. That's March 3rd. Now, that's FLJobsNow.com. Now, why that's important is we're talking, 60 or so of, some pretty big companies. But the cool thing is, and Deb has mentioned this before, is the diversity of jobs being offered. Everything from HR to welding, plumbing, forklift driving, truck driving, management positions, tech positions, healthcare positions. It is genuinely unbelievable, the scope of companies there looking for good help, and they're willing to hire on the spot, and some of them are giving out signing bonuses up to $2,000.
Wow, yeah, exactly. And be prepared to be interviewed on site
Yeah, business casual.
Yeah.
Have your resume, go, have a great attitude, and who knows what what the day may hold. Whether you have no job now and you're looking for one, or you have a job and you think you want to make an upgrade, go see what it has to offer. And the website is floridajobsnow.com.
Yeah, you want to show up with two different flip-flops, and I'm with a stupid shirt. You just want to come in there looking very nice, looking, you're dressing for the job you want kind of thing. That stuff applies.
And someone had texted us yesterday at 77031 and said they had gone and looked through all of the companies there, and the company they're currently working for is going to have a booth there. And I want to say go anyway, because the chances are the people sitting at that table aren't necessarily going to know you. Just skip that table, but don't skip the event for fear that maybe somebody might just see you there. Just go. And if they ask, if nothing else, you're looking to improve and better your life, they can't hold you back for that.
Or stand in front of the table of that where you work and just spill the tea for everyone who wants to work there.
Right,
Even better.
Just start yelling, somebody hire me away from these lame-os. And then do that thumb behind me thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But go anyway.
A lot of positions available. Again, it's Florida Jobs Now Fair. Coming up tomorrow, March 3rd, noon to 4, Canvas event venue, Orlando's Florida Mall Plaza. Like Jack said, dress nice. You want to look good. Recruiters will be there on the spot hiring, and some of them will have signing bonuses ready to go for you. Yes, Ross.
Do you think you could dress up too nice for this event?
Yeah, tuxedo it's not formal wear.
It's not formal, but you want to go in there looking nice, a tucked in, button-up shirt, I would say, and, the ability to answer a question and speak English would be nice.
Yeah,
or,
but
use the language properly. I don't mean to speak English.
Yeah.
Well, no, but use the language properly. That's what I meant. Speak proper English is what I meant. You don't go in there, using slang and being a dope. That's what I meant.
Ross is like the woke police around here.
No. I mean, you get people can take it over.
This guy just came in hot and said, hey, if you're showing up, speak English. All right.
I like that I'm this guy now. It's this random asshole I've met a couple years ago.
The guy.
On that note, JimColbertLive.com. I put a blog post up. Something happening right now up in Tallahassee, and if you are interested, now's the time where you can contact your representative and make your voice heard. It's about rooftop solar in the state of Florida. I know we talked a little bit about this in the past. Scott Maxwell has written about it. However, I put a little update on the story on what the power company, the bill they're trying to get moved through to Tallahassee. And right now is the time where it's under consideration. So if you are so inclined and so interested, I have the details and some links on our blog. It's at JimColbertLive.com.
Yeah, it's important. We had our buddy Brian Jacob on a couple of months back, and he is handling this for Georgia. He's trying to do the same thing. That net metering is a big deal. Basically, what happens now is if you have solar panels, you sell your excess power that you make during summer here in Florida, which is, pretty common.
Yeah.
You sell that back to the power company at a retail price. What they want to do is end that completely and allow the power company to not buy that power back, and then in turn sell that down the line to your friends. So in other words, the power your panels are making would go back to the power company, which they would sell.
No.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
sorry.
So and that's just part of it.
Sorry.
That's just part of it. Also, the other implications are making it difficult to go solar with regulations and other things. It's a big mess. Just go check out Jack's blog. Really, it explains it perfectly.
Yeah, it's just this bill, if passed, it just makes it more difficult, and it will slow down the growth of solar and also slow down the growth of jobs. And these are jobs that can't be exported. These are Florida jobs that, in an industry, we are the Sunshine State.
I was just about to
say. We
say.
should be the leader in solar.
Right.
We're just under 1% of Florida households. It should be much greater than that.
Yeah, my thing is just stop making it hard to be a consumer in this state. Stop hamstringing us. Stop using us like a piggy bank and an ATM.
It's a money grab by the power companies.
Damn it.
That's going along with that mandatory bill you have now. All right, 407-916-1041. Back with Animal House right after this.
Follow Real Radio 104.1 on the gram and witness Mother Nature healing itself. Like this pic of a coyote on the... Nope, never mind, that's just a big rat.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call ClausmanLaw.com.
A heavy ride continues heading west on I-4 between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road. It's steady as well between Parr Street and Colonial Drive, and also between Sand Lake Road and Central Florida Parkway. Eastbound, a slow ride still coming in from Polk County between US Highway 27 to 429, and also between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. The Beach Line up to speed. See traffic problems? Call the Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Walt Disney World.jobs.
Walt Disney World Resort is hosting an in-person job fair at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort on March 15th. Pay rates range from $15 to $21 per hour. Full-time and part-time positions available, including lifeguard, bus driver, and more. Visit waltdisneyworld.jobs/job fair to apply today.
Man, I wonder why you see so much footage of crimes. I thought the cameras were supposed to be there to deter that to begin with. Well, the reason why is they weren't Safe Touch cameras. Safe Touch cameras are event-driven cameras. They're watching for events before they actually take place. You don't want to see somebody breaking into your car. You want to see that before it happens. And that's what Safe Touch cameras do. They alert you via text or video notification beforehand, giving you time to react to the situation. Not to mention, Safe Touch cameras have that 24/7 video storage in the cloud. That's the safest and most secure way to store important events. Only you, the Safe Touch customer, can control. You actually get to decide who sees it and receives it. And the best news yet is you get that Safe Touch surveillance system with 3 color cameras, 24-hour recording, secure storage, as low as $39.95 per month. And that includes 24/7 service, cloud storage, and camera warranty. Installation is an additional charge. Remember, the system will work with any security system or no system at all. And you can bundle up savings with a 2-way communicator as well. Call 888-723-8682 or visit safetouch.com for a free survey and demo today. It's Safe Touch, doing what others can for over 37 years. State license EF233.
If you're ready for some outdoor family fun, head to Sanford Riverwalk on Saturday, March 5th for the Touch a Truck event. Seminole County Office of Emergency Management is hosting the Disaster Equipment Showcase for Severe Weather Awareness Week, where everyone can see and experience vehicles and equipment from agencies that respond during and after severe weather events and disasters. Saturday, March 5th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., it's time to touch a truck at the Sanford Riverwalk at Fort Mellon Park.
If you've been involved in a car accident, call me, Mark Anajar, at the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 and take back control of your life.
Office in Orlando.
Start driving the truck that you deserve today. Visit nationstrucks.com and take advantage of interest rates as low as 1.99% and make no payments until June with approved credit. Ford, Chevy, Dodge, Ram, and GMC, find them all at Nations Trucks, the world's largest independent truck dealer.
My crusade for the perfect pizza crust has led me here, pining over a backyard wood-fired oven. But how do I bake this build into my budget? Where can I get some solid guidance on my finances? Who can help me understand if I have the dough for this?
A little financial advice. At Regions, we know that's important, because your Life Green checking account comes with Greenprint, financial planning with a banker who will help you create a personal budget and live in the moment. Make your appointment at regions.com/Greenprint. Regions Bank, member FDIC.
Spring is here, and Tools Ace Hardware has everything you need for your lawn and garden this season. Tools Ace Hardware's helpful associates have the answers to all of your lawn and garden questions and will help you load up your mulch, soils, and fertilizer for you. Also, bring in your Steel outdoor power equipment into one of Tools Ace Hardware's 9 service centers for a tune-up or a repair. Tools Ace Hardware, 11 convenient locations all throughout Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store pickup or delivery. Find your location today at acehardware.com.
Finding the right person for the job isn't easy. Just ask someone who hired their personal trainer as a caterer.
All right, folks, let's keep this line moving. You there with the tongs. Picking up one Duchess potato at a time will not cut it at my catering table. Drop and give me 50.
But if you've got an insurance question, you can always count on your local Geico agent. They can bundle your policies, which could save you hundreds.
Okay, this is what we call the wild mushroom and asparagus dip, and press. Come on, let's get those plates above your heads.
For expert help with all your insurance needs, visit geico.com/local today.
We've won over $1 billion for our clients over the years, but we don't think about that. Bill Belichick once said, "To live in the past is to die in the present." What matters is what we can do for you right now. So call us, Farrah and Farrah.
Orlando.
New salted caramel cream cold brew and signature lattes from Dunkin'. Dunkin' cold brew topped with salted caramel cold foam. Or Dunkin' espresso topped with whipped cream, caramel drizzle, and cinnamon sugar. Sip into both for $3. America runs on Dunkin'.
Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Additional charges may apply.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
You've heard of a pro tip. Here's a mo tip. After an accident, don't speak to the insurance company. They aren't your friend, and any statement you give them could be used against you. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
It's Super Cash time at Old Navy. Right now, redeem your $10 in Super Cash and save $10 on every $25 purchase. Use it on everything. Run to Old Navy or OldNavy.com today. Valid 2/26 to 3/6. Excludes gift cards and clearance. See OldNavy.com/supercash for more details.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind studio. Your accident, your future, your attorney. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or call pound 546 from your cell. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now number 1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show. Also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on Facebook.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks for joining us on this gorgeous Wednesday. My God, the weather's so good today.
So
absolutely beautiful out there.
Yeah.
Revel in it, because it will not be that way soon. Welcome back. I am Jim. Jack and Ross are here as well. Deb is, and she has Animal House.
She likes them fuzzy, furry, feathery, tough, and scaly. It's time for Animal House with Deborah Roberts.
And as always, Animal House is generously brought to you each and every week by personal injury attorney Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law. We'll tell you how to get in touch with Glenn at the end of the segment. But gentlemen, join me in welcoming for the first time Gifu Jennings, a zoo teacher with the Central Florida Zoo.
Yay!
Oh,
yeah.
How are you, Gifu?
Thank you guys for having us.
You got it.
I'm doing great.
Who is your guest that you're holding?
Oh, man, you got to hop on the
Well, we
screen.
have a very special guest. This is sort of a celebrity around Florida. This is Indigo. She is our Eastern Indigo snake.
Wow, she's a good size snake.
Yeah, that thing's big, man.
Wow. That thing is black.
How old is she?
Yeah, so she is actually about 5 feet, or probably closer to about 5.5 feet long. So they are the longest non-venomous snake in the U.S., but they're a Florida native.
I did not know that.
How old is it? Is the snake?
So this particular snake is about 14 years old, but they can live up to 20 years in human care.
Wow, really?
And all the more reason to go to JimColbertLive.com to find out all the different ways that you can watch Gifu and Indigo. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitch, we've got YouTube.
Yeah, and we've got to watch Gifu try and stay in front of the camera as this snake does its snake stuff, and she keeps, tries to stay on point.
It's doing snake things.
It is doing snake
stuff,
things. But
like Axl Rose.
Yeah, she is pretty strong. She uses those powerful muscles in her stomach. I say that snakes kind of have the best abs in the world because those are the only muscles that they use to be able to move around.
And aren't they a really important species, the indigo snake in particular, because so many other species use their burrows to raise their own young?
That's a great question. Yeah. So the Eastern indigo snake doesn't make its own burrows, but they do use the burrows of the gopher tortoise, another sort of celebrity around Florida. Gopher tortoise burrows, they're really great diggers, and they can, in their burrows, they will share those burrows with over 300 different species of animals, including the Eastern indigo snake. Now, the reason why the Eastern indigo snake is really important to Florida is because of what they like to eat. Any guesses?
Rats.
Mosquitoes.
Hopefully other snakes like
rats.
pythons.
Mosquitoes would be nice. There are other animals to eat mosquitoes. These guys will eat small mammals, amphibians, rats, birds, and rattlesnakes.
Oh, wow. Oh, there you go.
They'll
Yeah.
eat a rattlesnake?
So they are highly resistant to rattlesnake venom. So they're very important for keeping those rattlesnake populations down.
Oh, that sucks because the rattlesnake shows up to the party, pulls out his teeth like it's a big deal, and then Indigo's like, nah, not tonight, brother.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That
He's
ain't
like,
working
nah,
tonight.
big deal.
Hold my beer, bro.
Hey, Gifu, when I knew that you were going to be on, I was just reading a little bit about the indigo. Is it true that one of the ways that they kill their prey is they grab them and beat them to death on stuff like around them? Like they'll literally beat the prey to death on a rock?
So they are incredibly strong. I haven't heard of them using a rock before, but they don't really need rocks or tools because they have those massive bodies. So some of the longest eastern indigo snakes can get up to be about 8 feet long. But what they'll do is they have these really powerful jaws. So they'll latch onto their prey. And because they're in a burrow, usually when they're hunting their prey, it's pretty narrow. So they will latch onto the prey with their jaws and then throw their entire body weight on top of it to pin it against the burrow as they swallow it whole.
Wow.
Damn. You made him sound kind of nice.
I love how excited she is saying that.
Gifu is gangster, man.
As they swallow it whole.
Yeah, alive.
Are you the kind of person that leans into forensic files? You're like, just popcorn.
It's okay, Gifu. I do the same thing. No shame.
So that's crazy.
Yeah, but they're pretty great snakes to have around, though. And they are actually listed as threatened at the federal level, as well as a species that is threatened here in Florida. And they're very important, like I said, because they're important for keeping those rattlesnake populations down. So we do have an organization, it's our conservation organization, Orion Center for Indigo Conservation, and they actively research, breed, and release and monitor eastern indigo snakes.
You know, and one of the other things is humans are a big problem to those things, because from what I was reading today, that once they find burrows, they'll smoke them out with this gas that makes them lethargic or whatever, and steal them and put them on the black market. It's a really it's a desired snake on the black market, right?
Correct. Unfortunately, the illegal pet trade is one of the threats to these guys. They have gassed. Sorry, 1 second. Some people do consider snakes to be a nuisance, as well as some of the other animals that might live in gopher tortoise burrows. So they will occasionally gas those burrows to try and flush out those animals, and it can make them very lethargic. But these snakes are pretty rare in Florida. A lot of the time they get confused with the black racers. One of the ways you can tell the difference is that the black racers are really skinny and very round. She is much larger and kind of little bit chunkier, has a bit flatter, more oval shape to her.
She got some junk in her trunk.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with
that. It's all muscle, though. Pure muscle.
I say the same thing.
It's a good diet, and she works out a lot. It's good for her.
Gifu, growing up, did you have that natural fear of snakes that many people do, or was this something you were drawn to from a child?
So I've always loved animals. I'm sure you've heard that story before, but I've always loved animals. I've never really had a fear of snakes. And to me, one of the things that I've heard the most from people who are scared of snakes are, oh my gosh, it's going to bite me. And one of the fun exercises I like to do is I like to ask people, okay, how many of you have been bitten by a snake? Sometimes there's 1 or 2 people in the audience, and usually they say, oh, well, I was trying to get the snake out of my yard and I picked it up. Well, the snake probably got scared. And then I asked them, well, how many of you have been bitten by like maybe a little brother or a little sister, or, accidentally gotten bit by something else? And it's a little bit more higher risk. But most of the time, if you don't want to run into a snake, they're more scared of you than you are of them. Because even though I'm only 5 foot tall, I am significantly taller than this snake, and their bones are very fragile. So they don't want to get stepped on. So if you walk a little heavy, kind of lightly stomp your feet when you're out walking, they'll feel those vibrations in the ground, and they'll try to slither away because they don't want to get stepped on.
Gifu Jennings is with us with Central Florida Zoo. Yeah, Ross?
Yeah, all right. So I'm coming in hot. I don't know anything about snake genitalia, and I really want to know.
Sorry, Gifu. Sorry.
What's the deal with snake genitalia?
Yeah, how do they mate?
Yeah, is there a penis? I have no idea.
That is a wonderful question. So snakes have sort of a all-in-one kind of package. So it all the mating all gets done through one opening. And sometimes birds also have that as well. And one of the cool things that the eastern indigo snakes do is, so the males are going to try and establish dominance in order to be able to mate with the female, right? So one of the things that they do is they try to see who can stand the tallest. So you'll just see these 2 snakes trying to reach higher than one another. And in the process of trying to reach higher, they will try to lay their bodies on top of the other one to make them fall over. Whoever falls over first submits, and then they are the loser. And then the winning male gets to mate with the female if the female has decided to stick around to watch.
What?
Wow.
Sometimes she just
I thought nickel beer night's been done forever.
Man, if I go through that entire thing, that better be guaranteed.
Yeah,
Sorry, babe.
She can split.
That's right. Sorry. I wasn't
It's
impressed.
her choice. If she doesn't want to watch it, she can leave.
That's right.
Do you feed that rat or that snake mice? Do you watch it?
Yeah, so she does like to eat rats, and we do feed her rats here as well at the zoo. She does get a little bit of a varied diet, but it is mostly going to be small mammals.
Now, are they frozen or are they alive?
So they are frozen, and that is part of their safety as well, because if they don't want to eat, so reptiles are kind of cool in that they don't have to eat every single day like people do or some mammals. So if she chooses not to eat, we don't want the rat to go and bite her and potentially cause that wound. So they do not receive live prey when they're fed.
Oh,
Wow.
Jifu sounds so sad about that.
Missing out on a real revenue opportunity there, I'm telling you.
You got. Do you play like any music when you feed the snake, like some Swedish death metal, saliva?
I mean, we sometimes play music for our birds, but snakes, they actually don't have the same sense of hearing that we do.
Whoa.
So remember when I said that they kind of feel vibrations in the ground? It's like if you're driving on the road and you were to put your hand against the car window, you could feel the vibrations of the car going bump, 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 bump on the highway. So those are vibrations, and music works the same way. So snakes, they don't have ears, those external ears like we do. Instead, they feel the vibrations through their jaw and the rest of their body that's pressed against the ground. And so that's how they hear.
And one last question, Jifu. Since the eastern indigo snake is helpful in reducing rattlesnake populations, has there been any evidence that they'll also go after the python? That's, the other invasive species, or we haven't seen that yet, or they'd actually be prey to the python?
That's a great question. So a lot of it will depend on size and then opportunity as well. So the eastern indigo snake is typically located in more drier habitats than sometimes where the pythons are, typically down in the Everglades. Even in the glades, they're found in the northern, more drier parts of the glades. These guys are mostly in like northern Florida up to Alabama and Georgia, some parts of Mississippi as well.
Well, Jifu, we can't thank you enough. This has been very entertaining. And seriously,
thank you guys so much for having us.
You did a really, really good job. We appreciate it very much.
We look forward to having you back, Jifu.
Look forward to being back.
Thanks to you and Indigo, and we'll, of course, post the Animal House podcast later today. Central Florida Zoo, get your tickets now. And again, as always, Animal House is brought to you by Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law. If you or someone you know and love have been in a car, truck, or even a motorcycle accident, they need to call Klausman Law for two reasons. One, Glenn is never going to pass you off to a caseworker. He's always going to personally handle your case, so much so that he's going to give you his personal cell phone number. Just a couple of reasons why year after year he's voted super lawyer and legal elite. He's also an animal lover and a true friend of the show. So again, if you've been in an accident, give him a call. 407-917-1718 or check him out online at klausmanlaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN law.com.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. A neighbor had a really harrowing encounter with a dog, and something crazy happened, and then something even crazier happened. We'll tell you what that is next.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price.
Well, if you're traveling in the greater Orlando area, the I-4 Expressway is now open and free throughout today. So if you want to go ahead and check it out, no charge. If you're traveling eastbound on I-4 coming in from Polk County, expect to stop and go ride between US Highway 27 and 429. It's also very heavy westbound between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road. The 408 up to speed. See traffic problems? Call the traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by WhatsApp. No one should read your personal messages. That's why WhatsApp uses end-to-end encryption. It protects whatever you send before, during, and after you send it. So no one, not even WhatsApp, can read your messages. Always message privately. WhatsApp.
Man, a strong home begins with a strong foundation. Nobody knows that better than the guys from Xano 521. They are the premier concrete coating experts in Central Florida. And they're tough, man. Their crew is tough as well, led by a former Army Ranger and Special Ops soldier who also employs veterans as well. Their tech employs the company, highly trained, never subcontracted, and they bring the tough stuff, guys. These concrete coatings are up to 6 times stronger than epoxy. And unlike epoxies, their base coat fully cures in just 24 hours. Not to mention incredible color choices to match whatever space you have. Concrete coatings are 100% UV stable. That means it can be used on patios, pool decks, driveways, garages. No fading, and you get a lifetime warranty against that, and a 15-year warranty against popping and peeling. Top coat, completely non-porous, super easy to maintain. Mold and mildew don't bother it. Gas and grease don't as well. They're tough coatings, and they're gorgeous as well. Professional, efficient, Xano 521, here to help you every single step of the way. They'll do the testing of the concrete, get you some good prices, and then get you a coating that is going to make your property look amazing. For a free, no obligation, pressure-free estimate, all you have to do is visit the website. That's Xano521.com. Xano521.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by the Original Mattress Factory.
This is Dan. Dan uses Navy Federal Credit Union to save and invest. Luckily for him, Navy Federal takes the legwork out of managing his money, which gives Dan time to work on other things, like his new auctioneering hobby. If you want to be like Dan, learn about our savings and investment options at NavyFederal.org/save and invest. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Bidder number 63.
Savings products insured by NCUA. Investment options are available through Navy Federal Investment Services and are not insured by NCUA.
The band that helped start a revolution. Candlebox, live in concert. Wolves 2022 tour. May 19th at 8 p.m. at Hard Rock Event Center. Candlebox in concert. Buy tickets now at Ticketmaster.com or HardRockTampa.com. Seminole Hard Rock Tampa.
I want to break free. Ready to break free, Orlando? Book your 2022 cruise today with Norwegian and enjoy 35% off all cruises to Alaska, Europe, and more. We'll even help you get there with free airfare for second guest. Plus, enjoy free open bar, free specialty dining, and more. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Offer ends soon. Norwegian Cruise Line. Sail safe, feel free. Ships registry the Bahamas and USA. Restrictions apply.
This is Robert Palmer, president of RP Funding. With home values at an all-time high, it's a great time to turn your home equity into cash and get a closing cost credit from RP Funding. Call 855-773-8634.
Terms and conditions apply. We must settle on 68 Equal Housing.
If you're injured, how much is your case worth? I'm attorney Mo DeWitt. You never asked to be injured. Don't let the insurance company shortchange you. Injured on the go? Offer too low? Just call Mo. JustCallMo.com. Office, Orlando.
The premier engagement ring event is this weekend at International Diamond Center. IDC has flown in the entire Tokori ring collection direct from Los Angeles. Over 500 eye-catching elegant rings from the world's most acclaimed designer. And for this 3-day event, we've opened the IDC vault, showcasing our largest ever GIA and Forevermark diamond selection. Literally thousands of hand-picked precious diamonds, including all the hard-to-get sizes, all at IDC's guaranteed best price. Don't miss this chance to match the perfect diamond with a perfect Tokori ring with its clean modern design and exquisite attention to detail. You'll see all the latest Tokori designs, hundreds of new styles, and get up to $1,500 in Tokori gift cards with your purchase. All this plus 36 months zero interest financing. It's the biggest engagement buying opportunity of the year, showcasing the world's best diamonds with the world's finest designer rings. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only, and only at International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. On approved credit.
Tools help us tackle all kinds of challenges. The same goes for financial tools, like an Amscot cash advance. Up to $500 when you need it, with no credit check. Get started at Amscot.com.
Amscot.
Some restrictions apply.
O'Reilly.
This is Claudia's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
I had just moved to a new city and barely even knew where the grocery store was yet. When my car wouldn't start one morning, I didn't know who to ask about local shops. But I remembered a name from back home, O'Reilly Auto Parts. I called and they pointed me to a great mechanic just down the street. Now I feel a little more at home.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, this is John Hope Bryant, entrepreneur and fellow builder, just like you. Thanks to the help of iHeartRadio and Prudential Financial, I like to present to you my brand new podcast, Building the Good Life, where each week a special friend and I will break down and unveil the mysteries of how you build. So if you're ready to build like you never thought you could before, the best version of you, make sure to listen every Friday on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Check out our blog, JimColbertLive.com. Jack put a very cool story and basically a letter to the legislators mulling about the solar. It's the solar legislation that's going on right now in the House and the Senate, and it's just a terrible situation because if you want to be a solar customer, this legislation is making it more difficult. It's dealing with a term called net metering, which basically if you have taken the time and made the investment to put solar panels in your house to lower your not only your carbon footprint but also lower your power bills. When you are in direct sunlight in the summer, especially here in Florida, those panels make a lot of power. And if you're not using a lot of power while you're there, it sells that excess power back to the power company, which they've been paying, I think, retail for that. And, of course, they can sell that down the line. I think one of the first initiatives was to reduce or reduce the retail purchase price. They wanted to purchase it back cheaper and then sell it down the line. And I think now they don't want to pay it all. Go ahead, Jack.
Yeah, there are two different bills. There's a House bill and a Senate bill. And then, if those are passed, in the next couple days, then they go to reconciliation and they try and kind of make one bill that everyone votes on, and then the governor would have to sign. So now that's why now is an important time. I called both my state senator and my state representative today. I've emailed them both in the past. I viewed an open forum today. What do you call those things?
Town hall?
Town hall meeting today on solar, and I posted a blog at JimColbertLive.com kind of explaining with some links. So with solar, you can have a battery system and you can be somewhat off the grid where you have batteries that store the excess power you make. Like right now, the sun is beating on my roof. I am producing more power than I'm using at my home, which is great. So where does that extra power go? Well, it either goes into a battery or what I have is a two-way meter from the power company, and my power goes back into the grid. Right? So my excess power goes back to Duke.
And it's metered. And it's metered. And how much your panel's producing that goes back into the grid is metered.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Like, I can look on an app and see what I produced today, right?
Sounds like you need to get a battery.
Right. Well, with batteries, there's a charge for batteries, so batteries aren't cheap, but they have, like, the Tesla Powerwall.
Right.
And then you can store your own power. And then at nighttime, what happens nighttime or, storms, then, you're not making sun, but you still want electricity. You draw off your power of your battery. For me, since I don't have batteries, I get my power from Duke. So at nighttime, I'm using power from Duke. In the daytime, when I'm making extra, they get power from me. And we do that at an even exchange. If I get 10 kilowatts and, they get 10 kilowatts from me, it's even. But what they want to do now is change. Instead of saying, instead of us paying each other the same price, we want to pay you maybe 30% on the kilowatts we're getting from you, but you still buy it at 100% from us.
Which is why I say everyone get a battery.
Yeah. And then they take that power and then sell it back down the line, down the grid for
they'll sell
full
it
retail price.
At full retail price.
Absolutely. So they want to buy your power wholesale is basically what they want to do, which is, of course, when you're selling it down the line. Yeah. And the problem is you won't have a say. you won't have a say in that. I mean, it would apply across the board. I mean, you can't make a deal individually with the power company. That's what makes this so unique, because there's no negotiating. Either you take the legislation or you don't. Of course, we know what it's powered by, no pun intended.
Yeah,
but you can check that out, JimColbertLive.com.
Yeah, I put some information with some links, and the Sentinel has done a really good job at covering it, and another paper down in South Florida as well. But, and this is one of those things where you have to get involved. If you see something that you don't like, get involved, reach out to your representative, call them, let them know how you feel, because ultimately they're going to be asking you for your vote.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you don't let them know how you feel as your representative, they're just going to act maybe, in the way they want to, what benefits them.
And there's always another argument to this, right? Obviously, there's a side in it. We have a texter that texts in, and that is another aspect of it, is making solar owners pay their fair share. And one of the power companies' arguments is, hey, we maintain the grid.
Right.
There is cost involved with maintaining the grid, keeping it in good shape, updating the grid, power transformers, all of those things. And that does have value. You cannot discount the fact that it has value. The problem is no one has legislated that value yet. And that's what I think this is for. They're going to try to figure out what's fair for everybody, because there is an argument there about who controls the grid. Now, I know you're smiling there, Deb. But,
because it's not fair. They're not looking for fairness. They're looking to capitalize on homeowners, more homeowners wanting to get solar, or trying to tamp down the amount of homeowners who get solar because it takes the power out of their hands. I think fairness has nothing to do with it. They just tell us it does.
Jimmy, to your point about, maintaining the grid, I pay. I have a power bill every month. I don't make enough power where my power bill is zero. And even if I did, they've already this year
they've instituted that.
Made a minimum bill. So even if my power bill was under $30, which it's only happened once or twice, even if it was under $30, they have a $30 minimum. So regardless of your power bill, there are some people, if they have an entire roof of panels, maybe they have a bill where it's down to 0 or under 10. Now they're going to be paying $30 minimum. So at that minimum cost, you are charging people for power they're not using. There's your grid fee right there.
Well, another thing too. Depending on what we know about the value of that, or what it costs to maintain that. But if you have the battery, the thing where obviously you can make the big argument, if your solar panel's making 100% power and you are storing the excess of that, which you're using during times where your solar isn't making power, and you still get a minimum $30 fee. I mean, I think there you have an argument. Look, the good thing is, like you guys said, they'll take these two bills, they'll mash them together, they'll try to find the best deal, but more than likely it's going to help the power company.
No doubt about it. Hey, guess what?
It's not about us.
No one paid to help me put my grid together. The power company didn't give me money for the grid. My grid.
It's another example of them finding
I had to pay for my own panels.
Yeah, but it's another way. It's just like limiting the Airbnbs and the solar panels. If it's us pulling away from an industry that is classically relies on us not having another source, then I think they feel threatened, and they're trying to figure out a way to tamp it down a little bit.
I would love to do the solar panel thing, but I'm going to be dead honest with you. My power bill is so low already. It almost doesn't make sense for me to do it. I'm dead serious.
Your power bill is surprisingly low.
It is ridiculously low.
Matter of fact, the ghosts.
I think there's something wrong. I think we should look into it.
Trust me, Jack. We are waiting. We have a what they call a go bag. That if we ever get that one envelope from the power company, it's like 4 inches thick. We're just going to go in the go bag and we're out, because we know our power bill has been corrected and we owe them like $50,000.
I wonder why that is. Why is it so nice and cool in your home? Are you surrounded by trees?
Well, that and the house was built very well. So the people who built the house built it really well. It's insulated really well. It's got a really efficient AC system, and it just stays cool. There's really no other way to say it. Even in the dead of summer, it just doesn't take much to keep it cool.
That's a good buy.
Yeah, and in the winter, though, it's kind of a pain in the ass because it stays cold in the house. Like, it really does. You have to warm it up. I think our power bill for December and January, because it was a little bit colder, was more, because it costs more to heat than it does to cool. But yeah, still it's all right.
Where are the people's lobbyists?
Yeah, exactly.
That's your vote.
Did I just describe a politician?
Yeah,
no.
That's your vote.
Yeah, exactly like Jimmy said, your vote.
Your vote is your people's politician.
I feel like this would be a great time to throw down that there's been plenty of times where the people have voted, and they did not listen.
They did not listen. Here recently, that's for sure in Florida. We've had that issue on a number of occasions. All right, 407-916-1041. I did want to get to this story out of Lauderhill, Florida. And this is the dog story I was telling you about. And, we hear these things all the time. And really, this is one of those cases we probably should be talking to one of our attorney friends about because the implications here are kind of interesting. Here's what happened. Police say a neighbor fatally shot a dog that was attacking its owner in the backyard of a South Florida home. Here's how this went down. The neighbor heard the commotion, ran to the backyard, and shot the dog. The guy says, look, when I heard the blood-curdling screams, I decided to go over there and help her. I ran back to the house and got my firearm. He did not want to be... When I got to the scene, the animal had a hold of the woman. I had to jump the fence. The animal came after me, and he says I had to do what I had to do. The woman got caught in the middle of several dogs fighting. There were 3 dogs total going at each other all at the same time, and she was in the dead center of it trying to break them up, and she was getting mauled by the dog, and I stepped in. He said, I feel bad for the owner, I feel bad for the dog, I feel bad for the girl, but I wasn't going to watch her get chewed up alive. How do you think the woman reacted to that?
Not well, because she loves her dogs.
Yeah.
The woman who owned the dog was taken to a hospital with her injuries to her hand. The dog's owner thinks the neighbor overreacted. She's perfectly fine, the owner said. I'm more worried about the arm. My dog, I'm still infuriated that the blank had the audacity to get a free kill on a dog. So to say that is to assume that this guy's walking around with a loaded firearm hoping some dog drama breaks out so he can just randomly shoot dogs.
Seems like that's what she's inferring.
He says he feels awful about it. He's like, I've never had to do anything like this in my life. I never want to do it again. It breaks my heart. And then, of course, the support you get for possibly saving someone's life is... You MFer, how could you possibly and kill my dog? And by the way, I think you wanted to do it.
That's when you learn the old adage of no good deed goes unpunished.
Unbelievable. I mean, what's he supposed to? What if he doesn't jump that fence? And then they interview him afterwards and go, "Yeah, I heard her getting mauled and all, but hey, I tried to help her." She said, "No, don't do anything."
Yeah, I mean that's a better outcome for that individual. There's for that individual. I mean, the neighbor. I mean, he didn't. I asked. She said no.
Right,
Case closed.
But you're supposed to have, there's a humanitarian law that if you see something happening like that, you're supposed to intervene, right?
I don't believe so, no.
Does it apply to this?
No.
This is not that Good Samaritan thing?
No, because even in the case of the Brevard County teens watching the man die, they didn't face any charges.
Yeah,
I guess you're right there.
The only one to go to jail on the Good Samaritan law is the cast of Seinfeld in the final episode.
Yeah, right. That happens, though. That's amazing, though. I mean, I would just think that she would be completely thankful that, it didn't escalate. And she's like, no, overreacted. I know that watching 3 dogs maul me is probably a normal thing in South Florida, but you way overreacted and shot this dog that was just mauling me. Right before you shot it, it had its mouth full of my body.
And it was a hand? Her hand was injured?
Yeah.
Had her in the hand and the arm and stuff, yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm not pulling out a gun in that situation. I am, I'm breaking out the big dog weapon, especially when it comes to dogs. Salami.
Yeah.
Hot dogs.
Carry around a big, just a Slim Jim everywhere you go.
Go get it, fellas.
A sausage, cheese. God, they love cheese.
And peanut butter. Just bring out 3 separate jars of peanut butter.
And the only problem is now that they think that they did something well because they got a treat. But
right, exactly.
we can deal with that later.
That's why you just let them fight it out. You never get in the middle of a dog fight. You just let them fight it out because you're never going to be the one that's going to break it up. That's more muscle mass and more teeth than you'll ever know what to do with. You just gotta let the dogs work it out.
Dog's like, I guess I gotta eat more arms. Peanut butter's great. By the way, that peanut butter to a dog.
That was my go-to.
It's unfair.
The toenails and some peanut butter.
It's unfair to the dog because peanut butter has such a grip on them that they are powerless against it. My little dog just got shots this past weekend. And the entire process was them putting a scoop of Jiffy on the end of a tongue depressor.
Yep.
And the minute my dog got a sniff of that peanut butter, I could have crushed the rear end of her with a concrete block, and she wouldn't have not blinked. We had to pull her away from the needle.
Weird way to put it, but I like it.
We had to literally pry the needle away from her as she was eating that. I love that peanut butter so much.
Oh, yeah, they're the best.
It's dog cocaine, man.
It is. I used it for everything. If I'd put some peanut butter on the inside of a Kong.
Oh, those Kong balls with peanut butter is not even fair.
Oh, yeah, because it's great. Give them a couple hours of something to do while I was gone at work or whatever.
It is dog crack, though. I mean, I've seen
crack.
My son's dog with one of those Kong things with peanut butter in the middle. It's terrifying. I mean, it is. I've never been that focused on anything in my entire life, even childbirth. I've never been that into something. That is 100% attention from a dog.
Yeah, it is.
I've never gotten anything 100% of my attention.
You should get him the dog peanut butter. It doesn't have any sugar in it.
Yeah, dog butter.
Dog butter, yeah.
Yeah. I think we might actually be running a commercial for that on this next break. Dog butter?
For dog butter? Yeah.
Cool.
Really? Okay, I'll have to listen because I'm always looking for a great product to give to my animals, Ross.
Yeah.
Now, where did you hear about this product?
I heard about it. God, it's been so long.
Has it?
Yeah. It's funny is because I started noticing the commercial whenever I started giving my dogs peanut butter filled with drugs.
Okay.
That's another thing that I love doing with, dog peanut butter. Giving peanut butter to my dogs, I just fill it up with a lot of drugs that they need to take and.
Drugs they need to take.
Not his drugs.
I'm what are you, microdosing?
No,
Zelda?
just reminded me. It's a new month. I got to give my dog some drugs.
Listen, man, we used to do that, and it was so messy. We moved up to that pill pocket thing. That pill pocket's not even real, man. That pill pocket's fake as well.
Well, you got to be careful.
Fill that son of a bitch up with all you want, and they will eat it. They don't give a damn.
Well, I don't know. It depends. Now, my dog, if you touch the pill pocket with the hand that you touched the pill, he wouldn't eat it. But if the medicine smell didn't get on the outside of the pill pocket, no problem. He'd scarf it down before he realized it was medicine.
Dexter would spit him out occasionally for that very reason. If I didn't cover it completely up, I would put it in his mouth like, yeah.
There it is.
Like you gave a kid a Brussels sprout.
Exactly.
Just spit it out. And let's let it fall out of your mouth.
Right at your feet.
All right, 407-916-1041. Always text us at 77031. Yes, Ross?
No, I think we finally found the commercial.
Oh, do we really? All right, well, we have to go to break here anyway. So when we come back, yesterday we talked about adults being more scared of the dark than ever. That's happened. Well, COVID has had a number of really interesting effects on humanity. And this one, I think, probably affects a large portion of our audience. I want to find out if anybody has been affected. We'll tell you what that is next.
You know you can always text us, unless you're driving, at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. It's going to be mostly sunny, mostly dry, and definitely warming up over the next 7 days. Tonight down to 62, high tomorrow 83. There could be some patchy fog around. 83 for Friday and Saturday as well, some foggy mornings possible. Then up to 90 or thereabouts for Monday and Tuesday of next week. Just a slight chance for a little bit of rain. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by the Ad Council. There's no guidebook to adopting a teen, but that's okay because you don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Go to adoptuskids.org to learn more about how to be the perfect parent to teens in foster care. Sponsored by Ad Council.
And when the big box stores wanted to partner up with a bathroom remodeling company, they chose Rebath. Here's why. They have a stellar reputation in the bathroom remodeling industry, and they've been doing it for a long time, 31 years. Plus, the big box stores understood that Rebath has their things together. Proper license, proper insurance, they're dependable. They have standards performance, and they background check their employees. So before you choose a company to remodel your bathroom, do what the big box stores did. Research the company. Know who you're going to be dealing with. It's very important you may have no other recourse. And Rebath is a great company. They've been in business for years and been turning people's bathrooms into spa-like environments they want to begin and end every single day in. They can do the same for you. And even better, their design team takes your entire property into consideration when building these bathrooms. That means the styles, the textures, the colors. They want it to be perfect, and that's exactly what they'll do. They'll work with you. And you will see these products every day if you want. 436 in Altamont. They're right across from Kobe. That's where the showroom is. You can walk in and see those models set up. Those models there just to show you what the products look like, because every bathroom from Rebath is a custom bathroom. Hop online, rebathmidfla.com. Look at those before and afters, man. They've done some amazing stuff here in Central Florida, and they want to do it for you as well. Book your appointment today at rebathmidfla.com.
The best thing about working at Fair & Farah is all of the employees. We all work together. It's extremely enjoyable to come to work every day.
There's a common cause or goal. No matter what your job is, we're all there for the client.
We are dedicated to our clients 100%. We do everything it takes to maximize the value of their claims.
Fair & Farah is really the Farah family. When they choose us, they choose a family to fight for them and to protect them and to make sure that they're in a good place and that they have somebody on their side.
Farah & Farah, here for you, here for good. Orlando.
Welcome to the world of peanut butter for your dog. We call it dog butter. Your dog will love this peanut butter. It's safe and it's good for them to eat. We promise he will love it. He will lick it off of anything, and I mean anything. You spread this peanut butter and your dog is guaranteed to lick it. I cannot stress that last part enough. I mean anything. You know what I mean? Visit our dog website over at dogbutter.com. Visit our website at dogbutter.com.
My Friday nights usually spent out, but since my friends got Xfinity Internet, Friday nights in are where it's at. Because Xfinity has Wi-Fi speeds faster than a gig to power a house full of connected devices all at once. We got our show streaming, playlists bumping, and games galore. That's gig speed Wi-Fi for every great night in. Can your internet do that? Come on, y'all. The coasters aren't just for decoration.
Now through March 7th, ask how to get a special offer of $200 back when you get gig speed internet. Or get started with Xfinity Internet for $25 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. New Connect 50 megabits per second internet customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. After term, regular rates apply. Gig Wi-Fi requires gig internet and Xfi gateway. Actual speeds vary.
It's time to get back into the gym, and you can do it for just $9.99 a month. I'm talking about Esporta Fitness. I've been riding my bike a while now, but I know for a complete workout, I need more than that. And Esporta Fitness gives you access to a workout community and state-of-the-art amenities. Cardio machines, free weights, squat racks, they have it all. Get a free 3-day pass to Esporta Fitness near you at welcometoesportafitness.com. That's welcometoesportafitness.com. Premium fitness for as low as $9.99 a month. Start today.
Subject to enrollment and annual fees.
Women's voices need to be heard. Now they can be. Introducing Seneca Women to Hear, the search for the next great female podcasters. Calling on women creators, innovators, and entrepreneurs. If you have something to say, a story to tell, or expertise to share with the world, we want to hear from you. Apply now to the first ever Seneca Women Podcast Academy. 10 women will be selected to win the equipment and training to launch their own show on the Seneca Women Podcast Network on iHeart. Learn more today at SenecaWomen.com.
Spring it on with new hummus and roasted tomato and avocado and roasted tomato toast from Dunkin'. Creamy hummus or savory avocado spread on sourdough bread, topped with oven-roasted tomatoes, vine-ripened and perfectly seasoned. America runs on Dunkin'. Participation may vary. Limited time offer.
At 7-Eleven, we're so obsessed with our coffee that it's always fresh or it's free. And we have the good stuff. 100% Arabica beans, so you can 200% your day. 7-Eleven, you brew you. Terms and conditions apply. See 7-Eleven.com for more details.
This Earful of Real Radio is brought to you by FloridaJobsNow.com.
Attention Central Florida. AutoBuy, Google's #1 rated car buying company in the nation, makes it fast and easy to sell your car, truck, SUV, boat, or ATV. If it has wheels, we'll buy it. If it floats, we will buy it for the max. On the spot and in 20 minutes or less. Don't get misleading online offers that change when you get there. Call, click, chat, or come by to get your instant offer. It's that fast and easy, and you'll get the max. Plus, every in-person, no-obligation appraisal gets a $50 Amazon gift card. To get the max, visit AutoBuy. WePayTheMax.com.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. You can also use our new feature called Talkback. Just get the iHeartRadio app and go right over to Real Radio. Use the little microphone to send your message right on in. That's new, brand new, just a couple days old, actually. And you can use that. We've been using it every day since then. It works out okay for us.
Yeah, we're waiting for that right message today. We had a couple come in, but we haven't pulled the trigger on them yet.
Yeah, I haven't plugged it much either, so maybe everybody can hop on board and try to test it out.
Yeah, it's the iHeartRadio app. You bring up Real Radio on the app, and then there's a microphone there. It sends us a message directly to us.
I heard the commercial during the break about that product, but it didn't really give you any contact information of how to buy it. It just told you that dogs would lick it off anything. And then the person who was promoting it said, and I mean anything. And then there was an uncomfortable pause. And then again, that person said, anything.
Oh, did we play that? I think it's more of a branding spot, not really a call to action, but just to make you aware of the product, like coming soon.
Right. So that when you see it, you go, oh, yeah, where did I hear
heard about
that?
Yeah. Anything.
I wonder how much that is. Normal peanut butter isn't cheap. I mean, a jar of peanut butter is like, what, $6, $7, $8 now? Maybe more?
Oh, God.
At least.
Yeah, it's expensive. I wonder how much that dog butter is. Sounds incredibly powerful.
Yeah, very.
Is that with or without the bond amount?
The bond amount?
Yeah. Are you including bail and the cost of the dog butter?
Right. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031.
That's against the law.
I was telling you guys that, we heard yesterday that more people are afraid of the dark than ever, and that brought on by a number of things, pandemic, blah, 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 blah.
Life.
This one is unique as well because this one actually happened to me. Now, it wasn't anything severe, but I specifically remember in my life a point where something changed for me, and something that did not bother me as a kid definitely started bothering me as an adult. And we're talking about adult onset allergies.
Okay.
Now, so listen, it's weird, guys. Like, I never sneezed or had runny noses or anything like that as a kid, and I lived out in the woods. And I remember specifically, I was probably in my early 30s, and then out of nowhere, I mean, there were times in the day, during the season where I could not be outside. It was misery. And it's been like that. It will ebb and flow, but that was a definite thing for me. I haven't had any of the big ones, but they're saying that one of the reasons that there are an increase in these onset allergies, one of them is because of viral and bacterial infections, which of course would include something like COVID. And because of that, your system could be compromised or in some way, shape, or form. And next thing you know, you have some kind of allergy you never had before.
Interesting.
That's crazy. It is actually really interesting. And they're saying that adult onset food allergies also sometimes serious, that you could get really sick or have an adverse reaction to a food, and then from that moment on have an allergic reaction to it. And almost like you can scare your body into being allergic to stuff.
What are you allergic to? Does anybody here have any food allergies?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, my wife thought she had that gluten thing for a while. But,
celiac disease?
Yeah, but you know what? Once you start doing your research on it, very few of those gluten situations are real deal gluten situations. Because people that have celiac, it's no joke.
Right, exactly.
It's not like I don't think I'm going to have bread today, so I'm going to call myself gluten free. It's like they cannot have it. It can't happen.
I know with my fiance, she tries to stay away from gluten because she had a lot of jaw pain, the TMJ, right?
Yeah.
And then some doctor at one point in her journey of trying to fix that was like, just for a week, don't eat gluten, see if that changes anything. And it did, and now she doesn't do gluten.
I mean, it's proven it works on some stuff like that for sure. It's a very interesting science.
And a lot of times, too, it can happen if you move to an area with vegetation that you haven't been exposed to before. So in Orange County, I didn't suffer very much from too many allergies. Moved me out to a tree city like Mount Dora, And now, come the season, I am oaks, grasses.
Yep.
Oh,
Oak
my
does
God.
it to me. Flattens me.
Flattens me and absolutely just unbelievable.
And that's actually one of the other things they list in here. Like, if you think you have adult onset allergies, well, as a kid, if you lived in the same area for your entire life, and then you move across the country to a completely different environment, especially in a state like Florida, that it could trigger that and cause it to start. How many Americans do you believe have food allergies right now?
50 million.
I'm gonna
Jack,
go.
let's just stop right there. You nailed it.
45.
Whoa.
48.
It's exactly 50 million Americans have
There's no
food
way.
allergies.
They're rounding down. Or something.
It's about 10% of adults actually have an allergy that carried over from childhood. Half of them began in adulthood. And it says that while you can be allergic to anything, 9 substances make up 90% of all food allergies. Want to take a shot at those?
Peanuts.
Yep.
Shellfish.
Yep.
Milk.
Yep.
Let's watch Dad do this.
Eggs, nuts, soy, wheat, sesame, and the one that I can't understand is fin fish. I thought all fish have fins. What is a fin fish?
My man.
I don't know. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, what is a fin fish? What is this? What separates a fin fish from a regular fish?
A Finnish fish? Like from Finland fish?
It just says fin fish. It's not a capital F.
Fin fish.
A fin fish is a bony fish, such as a salmon.
So salmon, is that what it is? Like super bony fish are called fin fishes?
Yeah.
I've never heard that term used in my life ever once.
Well, while less common in the general population than other types of food allergies, an allergy to finned fish is a frequent cause of anaphylaxis, the potentially life-threatening allergic reaction that, stops you from being able to breathe.
Yeah, but man, it says shellfish is the most common one, affecting about 3%. And I'll tell you, if you know anybody that has that shellfish allergy, going to dinner with them is a hoot.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going somewhere that offers that, because, there can be not even a trace of it. My father was terrified of shellfish because he had this.
What if you only have it part-time?
It doesn't really say that that's possible. I think seasonal allergies.
Is that just trying to get out of a seafood dinner you don't want to go to?
Or, I think that makes you a liar.
No.
What do you mean?
Let me say this about
Explain
that.
Explain it.
Over the past 10 years, I noticed occasionally when I would have shrimp, I would feel my throat tighten, right?
Oh, yeah.
Occasionally. What I determined these were Gulf shrimp, and what I am having a reaction to is the
BP oil spill?
BP oil spill suppressants, the chemicals they put in the water that got filtered through the shrimp. I ate those, and that's what affects me because I just had shrimp, a couple weeks ago. It was fine.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's not all the time.
Oh, you got them cancer shrimp.
I determined it's BP Gulf shrimp.
That could be the case.
That sounds pretty good, though.
There's no way they'd ever sell that on the open market knowing that.
No, God, no.
Yeah,
that would
but
be so irresponsible.
And it happens immediately, apparently. With the peanut thing and the shellfish thing, that there is no waiting. You know immediately you have made that mistake or somebody has snuck something in on you.
Yeah, I love all seafood. I love shrimp, scrimps, all of them.
I don't like
squid. If you ever wondered, by the way, if you have this, go to an allergist, which I find weird because, they go in there and I always have a weird thing with like chiropractors and allergists, and I'm not saying it's a kook medicine, but it is kind of odd that you can. Have you ever heard of anybody that went to an allergist and they went, "Nope, you're good"? Oh,
well, no, but usually
it's never ever, not one time.
People don't go to allergists unless they have a problem,
right?
Yeah,
exactly.
I know, but
all I know is for Chris, it has been an absolute game changer. The injections he gets with his particular,
Really?
Oh my God, he would suffer incessantly. And now, as long as he makes sure he gets his injections and takes some over-the-counter allergy meds, he's able to work, live, and be productive. Because before those shots, misery twice a year that lasted weeks upon weeks.
Now, my daughters are allergic to cats. And I say pretty severely. They break out and, their eyes puff up and stuff like that. They can't, even the dander. Like the cat doesn't even have to really live there. It just had to have been in the room for a while. And that'll shut them down pretty good. It's amazing how affected your body can be to the tiny little things like that.
Why don't you get a cat then?
Yeah, no. I want them to come. That's why. I want them to show up. All right, 407-916-1041. Back with more of the Jim Colbert Show right after this.
The home of real talk and effective tools for self-care. What is that sensation? It's called optimism. Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call ClausmanLaw.com.
We're still looking at stop-and-go traffic eastbound on I-4 at this hour between U.S. Highway 27 and Polk County up to 429, and then it's slow again between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. Westbound is also busy between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road. Authorities still working a clear crash. It's on the right shoulder north on the turnpike between OBT and I-4. Heads up here. See traffic problems? Call the traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by the Ad Council. Attention thrifters. Those awesome finds you get at Goodwill are even awesomer than you realize. Because as a nonprofit, Goodwill uses your purchases to fund job training and more in our neighborhoods. Learn more at goodwill.org. Sponsored by the Ad Council.
Finally, to free yourself from glasses and contacts, do that with the help of the Filatowski Eye Institute, and it's easy. All you have to do is text 1041 to the number 868686. Schedule that consultation today and start on a path to better vision right now. Not to mention the Filatowski Eye Institute, one of the leaders in vision correction surgery here in Central Florida. And if money's a concern, don't worry. 24-month interest-free financing is available. Take that step to a clearer and crisper vision today. Just text 1041 to 868686. And schedule that consultation today.
We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any. Did you know trading in your car at a dealer could cost you money? A recent study found consumers who trade in their car pay an average of $990 more. So don't trade in. Sell it to We Buy Any Car. Learn more and get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com. Find out how much your car's worth at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Are you 65 or older, diagnosed with heart failure, and still experiencing unresolved symptoms? Then this message may be for you. Other symptoms like carpal tunnel syndrome or gastrointestinal problems could be a sign of something more serious, like transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM for short. ATTR-CM is a rare and life-threatening disease that worsens over time, so it's important to recognize the signs and talk to your doctor. For more information, visit attrcmfacts.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
It's Super Cash time at Old Navy. Right now, redeem your $10 in Super Cash and save $10 on every $25 purchase. Use it on everything. Run to Old Navy or OldNavy.com today. Valid 2/26 to 3/6. Excludes gift cards and clearance. See OldNavy.com/supercash for more details.
Enjoy dessert any time of day with Wawa's new Blackberry Cobbler handcrafted beverages. Inspired by the classic dessert, enjoy the flavors of sweet, fruity blackberry and baked caramel in a decadent cream smoothie, a hot or iced latte, rich macchiatos, and more. Each beverage is made fresh just for you, with no artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives, for a sweet treat you can smile about. Order your perfect Blackberry Cobbler handcrafted beverage today. Gotta have a Wawa. Wawa's new lineup of paninis feature melty, fresh mozzarella with flavors like Italian jalapeno popper, French dip roast beef, and traditional Italian, toasted to crispy perfection when you order. And all featuring gooey, melty, fresh mozzarella. And that is the sound of a mozzarella meltdown, when your mind is blown by all this melty goodness. Melt down your mealtime with a Wawa panini, or wake up to our breakfast varieties. Gotta have a Wawa.
This is one of my favorite things to tell you about because you can actually make money when you use the Get Upside app. And so many of you are sitting back on the sidelines. I don't know. Is this too good to be true? Try it out and you'll be a believer. Get Upside. This is available at thousands of gas stations all around the country, and you get cash back at the biggest gas stations around. Get Upside is a free app that pays you 25 cents a gallon or more on your first fill-up when you use the promo code REAL. That's REAL. The promo code is REAL. That's going to help you out on that first fill-up. You can also get cash back at restaurants and grocery stores. These are places you're already going to, money you're already spending, but you're going to earn extra money. It'll turn from tens to hundreds to thousands some of you have made using the Get Upside app. And it's easy to do. So take that smartphone that I know you have and start making money with it. All you have to do is go into the App Store right now, search for Get Upside, and use the promo code REAL.
Home values are on the rise, so now is a great time to buy a new home or refinance your current home. Need extra cash for home improvements or to pay off debt? Simcoe Home Loans can help. Zero lender origination fees and a free appraisal with every closed loan. That's nearly $2,000 you keep in your pocket. Call Simcoe now to see how we can save you money. The call is free and you could put thousands of dollars a year back in your pocket. Visit simcohomeloans.com or call us now at 407-813-2700. That's 407-813-2700. Simcoe Home Loans, NMLS 2103-818. Equal housing opportunity. Call for additional cost information. Other restrictions may apply.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors. Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind studio. Your accident, your future, your attorney. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or call pound 546 from your cell. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now number 1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
So going to the breaking up the dog fight conversation, that's why a lot of people just videotape and just watch to see what happens, because you don't want to get involved, because you never know. This guy might get sued now for some stuff. That's just my input.
I appreciate that. That is somebody using our new Talkback feature. Go to the iHeartRadio app. Bring up Real Radio and then just use it. There's a mic right there. You can buzz right in, and we can get your comment on the air like we did that gentleman, and you don't have to wait or anything. Again, it's the Talkback feature. iHeartRadio app. Go and use it right now. All right, welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
So is Jack.
Yo, what's up?
Russ is with us as well.
It's true.
Last day for a little bit, Dud. You ready? You ready to get out on the road?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You don't seem very excited about anything, actually.
I was choking out on almond, man.
Yeah,
I didn't want to talk about the almond that was just straight lodged in my throat, but you caught me.
It's not, right. It's a healthy snack, these natural almonds. It's not a very radio-friendly snack.
It is not. It makes you salivate.
Yeah. So and it puts like dry almond dust. Nut dust.
Let them enjoy their nuts. I've got my nerd gummy clusters over her.
Those things are great, by the way.
Why is the bag so empty?
I don't know.
You ate them all.
Yeah.
And me and you and Larry. And it's Larry's birthday today, Jim. You're missing the party.
Yeah.
Is it really?
And he said he missed you, and he loves you, and he missed that you were here on his birthday.
That sucks. Am I getting him a cake that we could steal from?
No, but there's some leftover crackers and some really sweaty-looking sausage meat.
Oh, very nice. Sweaty sausage meat. That's the name of the show.
She ain't lying.
All right.
It was the fighting Cowlick.
407-916-1041.
I like that one better.
State of the Union last night? Anybody catch any of that?
Yeah, like a good American, I did.
Yeah, watched a lot of it, not the entire thing. One of the things I don't like about the State of the Union, regardless of who's president, you have to say that now. Not so anybody thinks it's such a personal shot at anybody. Those things they do. It's almost like a vignette, like my buddy Boy Scout Andrew White.
Right.
Like, I hate it's so overly, corningly staged. My wife and I were just sitting there rolling our eyes. I'm like, just be done with it. Just tell us how things are going. We don't need this show, you know.
I know Jack and everybody knows about the clapping, but man, as someone who stand-up comedian,
right?
When you tell a joke and it rips and you said it perfectly and you get an applause break and you're like, hell yeah, and then you just see it being given for little to nothing.
Nothing.
Over
Nothing.
and over and over again. And I started to think is like the clapping has got to be put in place to make the speech easier. There's no other...
Oh, you mean, in other words, just create a natural break for the person to be able to move on to the next, like a segue?
Yeah, nice little break. You go ahead, you take a moment, get your focus back in, you have a new stanza. That's my theory.
I thought it was the opposite for Biden. I thought it was more interrupting him and one of the things I appreciated was he was going at about 60 miles an hour. He was not slowing down. He'd applause, and he'd just start talking where a comedian would have milk that moment a little more, you allow that laughter to die down, and then step in. He was just like, I'm going. I got someplace to be.
Exactly.
He's fueled right now.
Then he finishes and hangs out for 45 minutes talking to people.
Yeah, he's got a country in a number of crises. He's very interesting where he had to go and the path that he had to take. Last night.
Yeah, he hit everything because I'm like, oh wow, he didn't bring up. There's a bunch of stuff he didn't bring up, and then it was forget the segues. It was just like boom, one topic, ping, ping, ping-ponging back and forth. But my favorite thing, regardless of what party's giving the speech, when the other party hears something that they know they should be clapping for, like, helping veterans, but they don't agree with the plan, so they're torn between, wait, do I want to clap for the idea, but not the policy.
They have to come up with some clapping rules, like one clap or two claps like that. It's like, okay, yeah, thank you, good job. I mean, I get it. Or the standing clap is the best you can do, right? Like if you get a standing clap, you have said the right thing in that environment, correct?
Yeah, it's not a standing ovation if it's
not an
multiple
ovation.
times.
Right. But it's got to be special, Ross. It's got to be like, $40 minimum wage, stuff like that.
I mean, I just don't understand the whole point of the clapping. There has to be a benefit.
They want to accentuate what was just said. I mean, that's why if it's a Democratic president, the Republican side of that is going to just sit there on their hands because they don't want to show that they support anything because of the nature of politics. So they just sit there on their hands while the Democrats clap. Occasionally you'll get a couple of those bipartisan things. Like last night, I think a lot of the Ukraine stuff got support from both sides of the aisle, but pretty much everything else,
the president saying that wants to fund the police, I believe, got everyone in the room to clap.
A lot of people are saying that's one of the most important things he said last night.
That's what I thought. I jumped off my couch. They got away from
that. Democrats paid a large price for that.
Yeah, they did,
and they don't know that they won't continue to pay during elections this year. It could have been detrimental to them. That whole defund the police thing was not good, and he was very, very wise to use this platform to get it out there that he does not support that.
Yeah, and has never supported that, but you get stuck
right.
with it,
exactly.
and that's politics.
That was mainly
Absolutely.
the squad. It wasn't a mainstream Democratic idea. It was the squad.
But he did a good job doing that.
Yeah, he did. He got ahead of it.
He's facing a lot of trouble right now, man. Inflation is looking bad. I mean, it looks like the Fed rate could go up here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Prices are going up with this thing with Ukraine and Russia. Gas prices are going to go up and possibly stay there for a while. The supply chain will eventually get interrupted because of the situation happening with Russia, possibly China. So, it could be a very interesting ride here if we don't find some way to quell what's happening over there in Ukraine and Russia and find an agreement that will cease fire until diplomacy can step in. Not that will work, because they tried that in 2014. It did not work. So this guy's a different machine altogether, and negotiating with people of this nature becomes more and more difficult because they're line pushers at their heart. That's what they do. That's how they got where they are. So it's going to be interesting to work with that.
Do you guys remember the name Fiona Hill?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Well, there's an interesting article about her that I'm reading today in Politico, and the quote is, "Yes, he would," end quote, on Fiona Hill's take on Putin and using nukes.
Yeah, they're saying
she has a very, very great insight into his mind.
You remember, I think a lot of people believe that all nukes are the same.
Nope.
That there are, they're all like Fat Boy. They're all Hiroshima experiences. It isn't like that. There are tactical nukes that are smaller versions that can do damage to giant cities without doing the damage that you see on TV or you hear about. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do that. But I would think any nuclear escalation from Russia would constitute NATO making a move.
Yeah.
I can't believe that guy's going to be able to deploy a nuclear weapon against a country like Ukraine, who's having a very difficult time defending themselves, even against just this move. That would be a really bad global scenario, not one that would have a good outcome. I don't believe.
Thought he was a pariah now.
Yeah, seriously. I'll send you the article. It's yeah.
And unfortunately, when you
to cheer you up.
And by the way, I'm saying this not because I'm trying to point a finger at anybody, but when you can't defeat people like this with inaction. It doesn't work like that. They don't understand that. The limits are different. These sanctions are going to be brutal to them, but in that same sense, a guy like Putin could turn around look at this country and go, "Hey, look what they're doing. Look what the U.S. is causing you. The U.S. did this. The U.S. do this." They are already shutting down internal media there. They've already had, how many was it now? 6,000 people arrested because of
protesting.
So they're going to completely try to control the narrative. And I don't know how much of this is true either, but on social, occasionally you'll see that there are Russian troops, the young Russian troops, that are giving up. And of course, this was on I think either NPR or BBC today. So you have to, I got to give that a little more credit than other websites or other news agencies, but are saying that there are a large portion of Russian troops. I say large, a portion of Russian troops who are giving up
because they've been offered money to lay down their arms, and they've been getting some offers, some takers on that offer.
So very interesting. Now the world is reaching out. It's going to make them more of an island, kind of a North Korean scenario. We'll just see how he reacts to that, because usually when you push a guy like that against the wall, it may be one of those situations where he's like, well, this is what we were wanting to do to begin with. Now let's just move forward. 407-916-1041. Yes, Ross.
On a lighter note, did you see the Chuck Schumer clip from last night?
I didn't see the Schumer clip. I saw a bunch of Nancy Pelosi stuff.
There's a really funny clip of Chew Shoe, as I like to call him.
Yeah, the Chew Shoe?
Yeah, the Chew Shoe.
He was going to applause, but then it wasn't the right time. Like, they were I forget what he was bringing up, but then he had to wait, and so he kind of looks around. Yeah. And then he had to wait for the moment.
Yeah, I thought that clip was very funny of him kind of just looking confused of like, I know we're about to clap. We're clapping now. Pump fake on the clap. No, we're not. Almost like he's just like combing the back of his hair after, pump faking a high five.
Like somebody psyched him.
Yeah, I saw Pelosi do that, like hop up, and then it was like she's looking around like,
I don't know what portion it was. The meme I saw this morning made me laugh. The portion was the scene was Kamala Harris, Nancy Pelosi, and of course Joe Biden in the middle, and they had him in the bottom of the screen and them, so you could see all three of them at one time. And he was saying something. It doesn't really tell you what he's saying. And Pelosi is standing behind him, like rubbing her hands together as if she's warming him up. And the meme is Granny when Grandpa drops that blue pill. Yeah, that's the meme. This is great. It was a meme machine.
What is it? I just posted the Chuck Schumer clip on Jim Colbert Live. If you wanted to see that, I think it's worth watching because it's pretty funny. That'll be up in a couple of minutes.
407-916-1041. We got to slide to break here. I was going to tell you guys about this. We'll get this in the 6 o'clock hour. They've determined the 2 most dangerous intersections in all of Orlando, causing more crashes than ever. And they're actually going to do some things to try to kind of quell that and bring that to a halt. I wonder if people agree that this is the worst, because I'm telling you, I've got about 3 on my mind that aren't mentioned here that are absolutely death machines. We'll talk about that a little bit later. 407-916-1041. Scott Maxwell up next here on the Jim Colbert Show.
Don't want to go so far as to say this is what we're here for, but 407-916-1041, Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price.
Authorities have finally cleared this wreck northbound on the turnpike between OBT and I-4. It's just causing some delays through here. Eastbound still a stop-and-go ride on I-4 between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. We're solid westbound, too, between World Drive and Osceola Polkline Road. We're seeing really heavy traffic now heading south on 429 between Sinclair Road and I-4 as well. See traffic problems? Call the traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by the maker of NexGard Afoxolaner, the #1 choice of veterinarians.
NexGard Afoxolaner is monthly flea and tick protection that's #1 vet recommended and #1 dog preferred. Use with caution in dogs with a history of seizures or neurologic disorders. Ask your vet or visit nextguardfordogs.com to learn more.
Man, here in Florida, man, these seasons change so fast from winter to like early summer pretty quickly. It is spring here in Central Florida, but that doesn't mean anything. It'll be 90 degrees before you know it. I am so glad I have Mills Air on my side. 30 years of experience really shows when these guys come to your place to give you the service. Really does. I mean, the honesty, the integrity, how kind their service techs are, how knowledgeable they are. That's what you get from Mills Air. Not to mention their carrier or factory authorized dealers. That gets you up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier and certainly turn to Mills Air. They're family owned and operated and ready to help you right now. 407-277-1159. You can also make your appointment online at millsair.com.
This year full of Real Radio is brought to you by Klausman Law. Car crash? Call Glenn Klausman. KlausmanLaw.com.
Hey, Orlando. Now you can get treated for everything from chest pains to ankle sprains at 1/3 of the cost and half the time of an average ER visit. Say hello to a better emergency care experience. Say hello to GuideWell Emergency Doctors. Operated by Crucial Care, time is based on the American College of Emergency Physicians. Cost comparison based on 2016 actuarial analysis of hospital-based ER visits.
We Are Not the Bank sponsors the Jim Colbert Show question of the day. It's on Twitter. We just posted it. It's at Jim Colbert Show on Twitter. Find it there. Vote today. And in the meantime, know that We Are Not the Bank is a direct mortgage lender helping you either refinance the home you live in or getting you funding for your new home. Maybe your dream home is waiting for you. Brad Siebert and the team at wearenotthebanks.com handle all types of buyers. If you're self-employed, they have special loans for you, even no income documentation loans. They handle investors, people with good credit, even bumps in your credit. Brad and the team at We Are Not the Banks can handle it for all your mortgage needs. I used them for a refi several years ago. It was a fast process, got a great rate for all your mortgage needs. The website is wearenotthebanks.com. NMLS ID number 205696, equal opportunity lender.
The premier engagement ring event is this weekend at International Diamond Center. IDC has flown in the entire Tokori ring collection direct from Los Angeles. Over 500 eye-catching elegant rings from the world's most acclaimed designer. And for this 3-day event, we've opened the IDC vault, showcasing our largest ever GIA and Forevermark diamond selection. Literally thousands of hand-picked precious diamonds, including all the hard-to-get sizes, all at IDC's guaranteed best price. Don't miss this chance to match the perfect diamond with a perfect Tokori ring with its clean modern design and exquisite attention to detail. You'll see all the latest Tokori designs, hundreds of new styles, and get up to $1,500 in Tokori gift cards with your purchase. All this plus 36 months, zero interest financing. It's the biggest engagement buying opportunity of the year, showcasing the world's best diamonds with the world's finest designer rings. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only, and only at International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. On approved credit.
Whether it's a mopped floor, a spilled drink, or even a few drops of rain, a slippery situation at a store or business can cause a dangerous slip and fall. If you've suffered injuries in a slip and fall, call Farah & Farah. Our team of investigators will examine the facts to determine if the business was negligent. When it comes to slip and fall cases, the burden of proof is on the injury victim, so contact us right away. When you fall hard, we fight harder. Farah & Farah, Orlando.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number?
Not me.
Nuh-uh. Oh no, he's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
A bounce check can be expensive. Why risk it when an Amscot cash advance could cost a lot less? Up to $500 on the spot with no credit check, and it won't hurt your credit rating. Amscot. Some restrictions apply.
Having trouble with your AC? Call our friends at Mills Air, 407-277-1159. With 30 years of experience, they can certainly help you out. Carrier factory authorized dealers with up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. Family owned and operated, it's millsair.com.
There are tons of ways to connect with your favorite iHeart radio station. Calling, texting, DMing, faxing.
Huh? What's faxing?
But now you can talk to your favorite iHeart radio stations with one tap. Listen on the free iHeart Radio app and tap the record button on the full screen player to send us a voice message, shout outs, song requests, Wordle tips, and more. Yes! Get on the radio with just a tap, only on the free iHeart Radio app. Discover music, radio, and podcasts you'll love.
Thinking about divorce? Kramer Law. OneFirmForLife.com. Offices Altamont Springs.
Listening to The Jim Colbert Show. Also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on Twitch.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. You can always text our show at 77031. Use our new Talkback feature. Just go to the iHeartRadio app, bring up Real Radio, and use that little microphone to leave a message for us. We'll play them throughout the day for sure. The good ones, the bad ones, we will ignore completely, like a stepchild.
If you need a prompt, tell us how sexy you think Scott Maxwell looks with a tan.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that color. He looks great.
All right, welcome back.
You boys want to be left alone?
Deb, Jack, and Ross are here
eggplant.
as well, and my fellow V-necker. If you'll notice, Scott, an homage to you, I have brought my little V-neck into play here because you're a V-neck guy. You have inspired me yet again.
That's
you
not
do
a
that daily,
V-neck.
by the way. Welcome to the show. You can read him every Wednesday, Thursdays, and Sundays in the Orlando Sentinel. Find him online. Twitter for sure, Scott_Maxwell. Scott, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing fine. I don't know if you remember the Smurfs, and when Smurfette used to open up her closet and it was just 18 versions of the same dress.
Yeah.
That's like my drawers. I have like 10 black V-necks and 10 khaki shorts, and that's my life.
This is not a V-neck, Deb. This is not a true V-neck. What is this called then?
A dip in your collar?
Yeah, it's sewn like that. I mean, it's like Jack's collar's round, Ross's is round. And we
It's
have a
called
little
crew, right?
Yeah, we have a little V thing there. It's a very stylish thing to do.
Who
What's
dat?
Carrie Loha.
Who?
Is that your neighbor?
Yeah. No, it's bamboo.
Oh, they're made out of bamboo.
Yeah, that's like the latest greatest fabric now for both bed
we
sheets
got
and
it on our
t-shirts.
beds too, man. I get in the bed and I want to make love to the sheets, man. They are so soft.
Bamboo sheets are good.
Yeah,
Bed
they're
without a
great.
bed headboard.
And
Oh, yeah.
it's also the new way that they're making toilet paper because bamboo is fibrous.
Yeah.
It grows a lot faster, and then it doesn't require cutting down old growth forests in order to make our paper products. So bamboo is kind of like the hemp, what hemp was supposed to be, but wasn't allowed to be.
And by the way, you can grow like bamboo will grow. You can watch
Squeeze
it
grow it.
And I mean, I know you think that is no joke. I had bamboo to cover up from that crazy neighbor with that terrible boat.
Oh, the one whose husband died.
I planted bamboo, so I couldn't see his grave. I planted bamboo on the side of my property, and I mean, it went from being 8 foot tall to 16 foot tall in a year. I'm not joking. It is bananas how fast that stuff grows. It will overtake your yard, by the way.
Yeah, this episode brought to you by the bamboo growers.
Better than the other lobbyists running around the state.
I don't know how they turn bamboo into soft, but they do, and I like it. That's all I know.
Yeah. Well, they start talking about Little League. Anyway, so what thread count are the sheets that you get?
Oh, Jim, I don't even think they do it that way. They do it like real soft and super soft.
Oh, wow. They have a whole new measuring program. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it is. It's very scientific.
If you only had a bedboard for those sheets.
Jim, it's fine. It's fine. There's artwork there. It's fine.
It makes me uncomfortable, though. I'm just being honest with you, and I just feel like all times you and I should keep it 100. And right now, it's uncomfortable. The headboard thing makes me
don't invite him into your bedroom.
Yeah,
especially
that's not done.
That's easy. I start taking offense to that.
Why would Jim have to be in the bedroom when he's making love to the bed?
Right, exactly. He doesn't even need me there.
Super fun visual.
It isn't really. Your column today, by the way, I thought was amazing. You wrote us a piece about Florida's mental health issues and how they're being ignored. And this has kind of been a thing for a while. You mentioned Jerry Demings, making statements regarding, making things better for people who are suffering like this. But really, nothing's really happened. It finally maybe looks like something is going to be moving around with this. What's going on, man? What's the latest?
Yeah, Florida's long had a track record of that's just really crappy on mental health, and let's take side partisanship here. It has predated this administration and the last administration and the administration before that. Depends on which study you look at. We rank about 49th in funding. The Florida's motto when it comes to education, stuff like this, should usually be "Thank God for Mississippi." That's usually where it comes in. We're about we're like 49th in mental health, and it's a real problem. And I think you guys may have anecdotes, but I've gotten calls. I have a friend, a very good friend, who was good to take into foster kids. And, one of them had a lot of problems, ends up attacking his mom with a butcher knife at one point in time. These parents love this kid, and there's no one to take them. There's no one to take them except for the jail. And the jail is not what that kid needs. It's not what the family needs. It's not even a matter of money, which, good God almighty, it can be expensive for, residential treatment, but there just aren't enough. In fact, the United Way, this was part of what we were writing about, they did a survey and they found that Florida has 19% of the psychiatrists that this state needs. So forget funding, like there just aren't enough people here. And I think you run into that all the time, and it runs into these problems that we read about in the police blotter, sure, but man, far more people, it's not a violent thing. They're suffering in silence. It's depression, it's anxiety, it's relationship issues, and we don't do a good job treating it in the state.
But the funding does matter, though, doesn't it, Scott? Because wouldn't that funding eventually make it into psychiatrists? I mean, so if you're a psychiatrist, you're like, well, Florida doesn't spend any money on their mental health. Why would I go to Florida to try to set up shop? You're not going to get any. You're not going to get any qualified doctors if there's no money. And the thing that kills me about this the most is how rich this state is, how much revenue this state pulls. I mean, we have to be in the top, 2% of earning states in America? I mean, we got to be right up there, right? I mean, the budget for the state is no joke.
It is giant. And just today, I just turned in a column, and it's sort of got items. And one of the little items I mentioned was that they are throwing another $2 million at Visit Florida. And this is just for Visit Florida already gets $50 million. This is another $2 million just to market Florida to Floridians. And here's my point. This state does not have a shortage of theme park ride attendants. This state has a shortage of psychiatrists. If you want to throw something where it's needed, let's do it at mental health, where we have, I think it's something like 20% of the people who are needing to get the help are getting the help they needed. And man, we're seeing awful results. One of the problems we have is it's national as well, is insurance. Insurance often covers people just while they're in crisis. And so Orange County commissioners heard this heartbreaking story from this teenage girl who knew she needed help. And she'd been suicidal and she'd been hospitalized, and she went to a treatment facility. And after 3 weeks, she said, "Oh my gosh, I am feeling so much better." Her psychiatrist said, "Well, are you suicidal?" She goes, "I don't think I'm going to kill myself." And the insurance says, "You're cut off." And she says, whoa, I'm not better now. A month later, she's hospitalized again.
Wow, man. And, and I have to tell you, you're 1,000% right. Just from, some personal experiences, you're 1,000% right. The system is almost set up to just say they tried. If you really look at it, just again, is having a few personal experiences with this. Once someone, does or says something that gets them into that system of trying to get some help and trying to get some, some prognosis of what's going on and possibly a plan of how to fight that. But, once that 4 or 5 or 6 or 8 day period of time is done, it's, hey, we're discharging you and we wish you the very, very best. There's very little follow-up. There's no recommendation for a doctor or a plan or any of that. And I remember talking to someone about that, saying it just seems like that they just went through the process to say they gave it a shot. They can't really focus individually on one person or a group of people simply because there isn't enough manpower to do that. I don't know where the funding comes from, but of course that's usually always the problem. But then they just get right back out and get right back into the same exact situation they were into before, because they didn't really get the help they needed while they were there to begin with. They just went through a process that's been set up by the state to try to facilitate the person for a short period of time until, and I guess until they can be self-sufficient, which is virtually impossible sometimes.
And here's one thing that I know you appreciate, Jim, because you've talked about sort of your epiphany on this when it comes to housing folks, that spending the money up front versus the churn. One statistic that I think blows people's mind that you guys probably know is the single largest provider of mental health services in Central Florida is the Orange County Jail. It is not any hospital. It is not any practice. It is not Aspire. It is the Orange County Jail. And what happens is when people are in a really sort of crisis level situation, they get thrown in the clink and they are held in for 3 or 4 days, and then they are released, and then the cycle happens all over again. And so the point being, you are already spending money. We are spending a lot of money And the problem is we're not making these people any better.
Right, we're not. And going back to that program that you're talking about, which I got a lot of crap for, by the way, is the idea that somebody, when they have a crisis situation, they just know that they can go to the jail and get services for it. They can go to the emergency room and get services for it. It costs Floridians hundreds of millions of dollars when this happens, simply because those services are rendered, never paid back, and then there's nowhere for them to go. And then a lot of these people are homeless to begin with. What's the face, Deb?
Well, because I don't understand what services they would go to for the jail. They're not getting services.
Well, he just said that the jail
they're
provides...
getting a cot.
Yeah, they're getting a cot. But what I'm saying is they don't have anywhere else to go. They don't have anything else to turn to. So that
they'll throw some meds at them or for a little while to calm them down. And that's one of the things about mental health is that this is treatable, not in every case, but in a lot of cases, this is just chemistry. There are synapses that are mixed up. They trigger joy or anger when they're supposed to be triggering sadness or confusion. And doctors have figured out ways with medicine to make those brain waves fire in the right way. This is a solvable problem if you can get these people to help, but they're not getting it in the jail.
And I know that to be a case. We talked about my mother a number of times here on the show. My mom was a clinical paranoid schizophrenic and had been for many, many years, the last 25 plus years of her life. She dealt with that. And again, I use this word a lot because it's the only one I can really use. The insidious nature of that particular ailment is that you're just lucid enough to not think you need help. And then you don't get it. When my mother took her medication, that was prescribed to her because of this, she was not even the same human being. I mean, that's the mom I remember growing up that turned into this paranoid person who put foil on her windows and wouldn't plug in anything in the house because she thought somebody was watching her or listening to her at all times. She would take that medication and you wouldn't even be able to recognize her. She wouldn't even have conversations about that kind of stuff. But the problem is because there's no follow-up. There's no follow-up service that she just went, oh, I'm better now. I took the medication long enough. I'm thinking clearly now. I'm fine. Not fully understanding this is a lifelong therapy, but there's no one there to really reinforce the idea that, yeah, you need to keep taking this stuff. So it goes right back to what you were saying.
And that is a heartbreaking situation. And we have it all over. And it sometimes ends with death by cop, by suicide in the most extreme, suicide by cop in the most extreme cases. And that's one of the things I kind of respected about Jerry Demings, because I'm going to be honest, this community has not done what it needs to. The state's crappy. 49th. I mean, there's no way to spit shine that. That's crap. But this community could do more. And we know that when this community sets its mind to doing something, whether it's building a new NBA arena or a new 7 million square foot convention center, we get it done. We have not set our mind to this. And we've done task forces out the wazoo. And so I basically went to Jerry Demings last week and I said, so what makes this different? And one thing that I respected that I don't hear from politicians very often is he said, I'm taking ownership of this one. And I don't hear that a lot. Usually what you hear is this is a complicated thing and it's going to be tough to solve.
Right, yeah.
He said, I'm taking ownership of this. I've seen this in my family. I've seen as a cop the number of times where we didn't need to be there. That's the point he made. He said, if somebody had intervened a long time ago, cops would not have been out there. Self-harm wouldn't have taken. Cops wouldn't have had to injure them. He said, these are preventable things. And these are people's kids and mothers and fathers. So I appreciate that he's claiming he wants to do something and accepting responsibility.
With a lot of these situations, Scott, you and I have talked over the years, the problem with it isn't pretty. I can't stand on the corner and point to it and go, look what I did. There's no way to really hang a political medal around it. You can't go up to the Dr. Phillips Center and go, voila, look what I did. Look what we built. Because the idea of the homelessness situation we have in Central Florida is directly linked to the mental health issue. And it's hard to pretty that up. It's hard to kind of, you can brag about it, but there's no real seeing it on the street. So there's no justifiable material thing I can put my hands on to prove, hey, look, your 20 million did good, or your 10 million or whatever it did well. We used that money wisely. See, we got these people taken care of. Well, the problem is you have to really give a damn about those people to begin with for it to really matter to anybody. And unfortunately, not a lot of people really stop to care about the homeless. or the mentally ill because it doesn't bother them, not in my yard type thing.
Until another mass shooting, and then all of a sudden the conversation about mental health comes back into the forefront.
And Deborah, actually, I think Scott even mentioned that sadly, that's really when it comes to the forefront, is when something like that happens. Not the everyday encounters that Scott's talking about of officers that have encounters with people who are dealing with mental illness every single day on the streets of Orange County. They're not AKing a school bus, but it doesn't matter. They're still mentally ill and they still need help.
I've worked with the Mental Health Association of Central Florida for a lot of years, and we got another event coming up in a couple months. And one of the points they always stress is that people suffering from mental illness are far more likely to be victims of crime than to commit a crime. It's those cases we're talking about, the suicide by cop, that end up making headlines. It's the soldier with PTSD that has an episode in a very public place. But most of it are families that are crumbling, that are struggling, that they, when they finally make this decision, and that's a hard decision, by the way. That's a hard decision to say, I need help for my schizophrenia or whatever voices I'm hearing in my head that I don't understand. They finally make that decision, and then maybe their insurance doesn't cover it. Maybe there's not a facility around here that treats it. I mean, I hear from people that have sent their kids to Montana because they can't find something here. And by the way, they're spending maybe $5,000-$10,000 a month for that kind of treatment.
Well, that's the unfortunate thing, though, right? Mental illness is messy. It's not easy, and it doesn't kill. So I think part of the impetus to want to change that is that you're going to have to be in it for the long haul. And there's not a lot of appetite to be in there for the long haul.
Yeah, again, it's not pretty.
It's not pretty.
No,
you can't tie.
There's no thermometer you can put that you're talking about and say now it's solved. Now
it's just
it's gonna
the fundraising thermometer.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's like a
It's
child.
going to be stories like that girl we were just talking about. More people are going to have to hear her story and say, "Here's what happens to me when I don't get help. I end up in a hospital. If I can get therapy, I can live a productive life. I can be part of your workforce. I can be a mom. I can be volunteering in your PTA. Instead, you have me in your jail."
407-916-1041. The piece is amazing today. I think you did a wonderful job, as you always do. So if you haven't checked it out, do that today. And really, you can find it on Twitter or in the pages of the Orlando Sentinel. Get your subscription today, orlandosentinel.com. And it's dirt cheap and worth it for sure. What you got going up this week? Hey, would you be in for a little poker game in a couple weeks?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Can I wear a V-neck?
You can wear a V-neck as long as you bring cash. You're the only guy who doesn't buy in for the full amount, by the way. You know that, right?
You're the
embarrassing guy
on this call who does not buy in for the full amount.
No, he doesn't. Bradshaw buys in for the full amount. Maxwell, look, full amount. Look, with our game.
I remember asking him.
Scott knows me.
I got my sort of lucky amount.
Listen, it's a 1-2 game, and usually we let you buy in for a couple $100 if you want to buy. Like you buy in for a couple $100. Maxwell will sit down and he goes, "I'll do 140." I'm like, 140.
Oh my God, you got a good memory. That's
who
exactly
even
right.
buys in for 140? And then Bradshaw goes, "I'll take 125."
And then
I'll sit there like
what the thing is, I'm playing head games with you. Before we even get there, you're going, why is he doing 140? That's messed up. That's not a normal number.
Oh, I just love shoving on you. Like, hey, by the way, we're playing a little tournament on Sunday. It's a fundraiser. Jack can give you the information if you're a little interested. It's just a little fun thing. But
in Oviedo, come join us.
Love to rack you up pretty quick there, big dog.
All right. Well, as long as we can tear each other's throats out for charity, that's,
we want someone to benefit, not just our friends. All right, buddy. It's always good seeing you. You can read him Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays right there in the pages of the Orlando Sentinel. Find him online at all times. Twitter account is fire. You got to follow him. It's Scott_Maxwell. Scott, have a great week, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you guys soon. Thanks.
You got it, buddy. All right, 407-916-1041. Load them up. Trivia is next.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO Moving.com.
This is Chris Collinsworth. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings.
The NFL Combine is a test of players' skills, but it also allows teams to medically evaluate players. That has affected a lot of draft stocks over the years. Go back to 2013 when Utah defensive tackle star Lotulelei was considered a top pick. He slid to the Panthers at 14 after medical concerns were found at the Combine. So before people start setting up mock drafts, let's wait and see how players' medicals go. I'm Dan Patrick.
Download the DraftKings app and use code SPORTS to get a free shot at millions of dollars up for grabs this week with your first deposit.
Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
Inflation may be running high, and who knows when it'll level out. But one good thing is when you buy your windows at FAS Windows and Doors, you can lock your price in now when you get your contract. FAS has the largest window and door showroom in Central Florida, right in Winter Park on Fairbanks, right off of I-4. 38 unique windows on display, ready for you to operate. The windows and doors are built with impact-resistant glass to give you security, noise reduction, and maximum efficiency. Love my windows from FAS. They've improved the security of my home, the energy efficiency of my home, and also the curb appeal of my home. And all products at FAS has a lifetime warranty, and right now, $55 rebate per window, $95 per door with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months. Financing for a limited time. Check them out online. Here it comes. It's FASWD.com.
Imagine you're on a hotel balcony at the first hint of dusk. You see the vivid and vibrant orange hues of the sunset hugging the landscape. You're in St. Pete Clearwater, the perfect overnight getaway. Tomorrow, you'll surround yourself with surreal masterpieces at the Salvador Dali Museum. Savor delicious grouper fresh from the Gulf. Stroll down the pristine white sand of America's #1 beach and immerse your senses in all kinds of new possibilities. Start planning your escape at visitstpeteclearwater.com.
O'Reilly! If your vehicle squeals or grinds when you slow down or just isn't stopping like it used to, you may need new brake rotors and pads. Now through May 24th at O'Reilly Auto Parts, get 15% off a set of Brake Best Select or Import Direct brake pads and 2 rotors. Restore safe braking and save money now at O'Reilly Auto Parts or order online at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any.
Trading in or selling your car, truck, or SUV? WeBuyAnyCar.com takes the hassle out of selling in just 3 easy steps. 1. Get your free online valuation. 2. Drive to your local car buying center. And 3. Walk out with your check in as little as 30 minutes. So don't wait. Get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much your car's worth at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
This is Robert Palmer, president of RP Funding. With home values at an all-time high, it's a great time to turn your home equity into the cash you need and get a closing cost credit from RP Funding. Visit rpfunding.com.
Terms and conditions apply. Unless 7168 Equal Housing.
You've heard of a pro tip. Here's a mo tip. After an accident, the insurance company may make you a quick offer to go away. They may also be offering you pennies on the dollar. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
A little to the left. Now, to the right. Back to the left just a bit. Oh, that's good. Oh, wait. I think it was supposed to go on a different wall.
You're kidding!
Armstrong Air believes that comfort doesn't need to be complicated. We'll help keep you warm in the winter and cool in the summer. Visit ArmstrongAirInc.com and let Armstrong Air deliver the comfort you deserve. Mention this ad for a residential $79 precision AC tune-up. Turn to the experts today with Carrier and Armstrong Air.
Forged from the fusion of sweet honey and spicy spice.
Translation: Wendy's new hot honey chicken sandwich and biscuit are here.
A molten sweet heat cast atop an inferno of flavor.
Translation: a bold hot honey sauce drizzled over Wendy's spicy chicken.
And topped with Applewood smoked bacon.
What he said.
Venture to Wendy's for the new hot honey chicken sandwich or breakfast biscuit.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Participating U.S. Wendy's hot honey chicken biscuit only includes crispy chicken and hot honey sauce and is only available during breakfast hours.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number? Not me.
Nuh-uh.
Oh no. He's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Can you ship out that order to the branch in Savannah?
Yep, it's got bananas.
No, Savannah! Savannah!
Yeah, I'm also gonna add some strawberries.
You know, maybe instead of giving everyone their own personal blenders to make smoothies at our desks, they should have just ordered food through Easy Cater.
Oh, sorry, Jill, I can't right now. Gotta ship that order out to Savannah.
Some food just doesn't work at work. But Easy Cater just does. Food for work, on time, and as ordered. From over 82,000 restaurants. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
This Earful of Real Radio is brought to you by FloridaJobsNow.com.
Get social with us. Real Radio 1041 on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Hey guys, so it's cool I can, kind of leave you guys messages now, but Deb, the Nerds Clusters, I think it really changed my life. I found them and fell in love. See you guys later.
Put your loving hand out, baby. I'm begging.
That's just how easy it is to leave a talkback. Just go to the iHeartRadio app, go to Real Radio. You'll see the microphone there. Leave it. We play it just like that, man. It's very easy to get involved. You can also call us 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well. Let's find out what's in the old sauce jar.
All of all, I
Indeed,
have
choo-choo.
a pair of tickets to see who other than Howie Mandel
Nice.
at Hard Rock Live. That's going down Wednesday, March 9th,
Man,
7 days from now.
I listen to the iHeartRadio's 24/7 comedy channel sometimes, Ross.
Yeah.
And basically they play like 2 or 3 minute clips or whatever of, famous bits that have been done throughout the years. And I heard a Howie bit from a stand-up special he had from years ago, and it killed, man. It was really, really funny. This guy's been doing it at a high level for a long time.
And that is completely true. And our lucky trivia winner will be able to go see him, of course, March 9th. You can get your tickets now. The show time is 8 p.m. That is your sauce jar, which is brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. Support a family-owned and operated Orlando moving and storage company. And if you mention the Jim Colbert Show, that'll get you a discount. So book them today at centomoving.com. That's CENTO moving.com. Jim, back to you.
Thanks so much, Deb. I appreciate that very much. Ross, who goes first today?
Let's welcome Scott on line 5.
Scott, line 5. Scott, what's going on, buddy?
Hello.
Good, man. Want to play a little game with us?
Thank you, guys. Yes, I do.
Go ahead. Say it. I apologize,
What do you want to
buddy.
say, Scott?
Say what you're going to say.
No, I just want to say thank you, guys. I was one of the winners of the Eagle tickets, and it was an awesome show. I enjoyed the heck out of it.
Oh,
All right,
that's cool.
Thanks so much, Scott. We appreciate you telling us that. All right, let's go.
Let's play a little game.
Want to play a game?
All right, Scotty, this is a very easy game. Obviously, you know that. I got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of them is a lie. If you can find it, off to the sauce jar you go. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. On this day in 1981, actress, director, producer...
Courtney Cox?
She's also a voiceover talent. No, that's not it. Famous family lineage.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
She hasn't had great success with dinosaurs.
Oh, Laura Linney.
Dern?
No, Dern. Yeah.
But had more success with Spider-Man.
Kirsten Dunst?
Bryce Dallas Howard was born on this day. That's right. Here are 3 fun facts about Bryce and 1 lie. Raised by a village.
Why Spider-Man? I'm confused.
She was in Spider-Man 3?
Oh, yeah, she was.
Thanks,
whoa,
there
had
you
no
go.
idea. Whoa, that's nuts.
Here we go. Number 1. The Howard family loves throwing darts, and Bryce is the 5-time family dart champion. Number 2. She's never consumed alcohol. Number 3, she and her siblings are all named after the place that they were conceived. And lastly, as a child, she was frequently babysat by family friend Tom Cruise. Which one of those is a lie?
Number 4.
Number 4, absolutely true, unfortunately. As a child, it was really common for her to get babysat by their family friend Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
All right,
she was Gwen Stacy in Spider-Man 3, and I had no idea. I had such a crush on Gwen Stacy in that
You know what
movie.
happens to her a lot? She gets mixed up with Jessica Chastain a lot.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
they
can
look,
see that.
They look pretty similar. Jessica Chastain, I think, older, though.
Now
Jack-
she's directing episodes of Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, she is. She's a very talented young lady. Who's next?
Let's welcome Javier.
Javier, how's it going, buddy?
Pretty
I love
good.
this guy. How do you not love Javier? Do you have even one enemy? Do you even have an enemy?
Not at all.
There you go, buddy. I like that. All right, we're talking about Bryce Dallas Howard, buddy. Tell me which one of these is a lie. Number one, the Howard family loves throwing darts, and Bryce is the 5-time family dart champion. Number two, she's never consumed alcohol. And lastly, she and her siblings are all named after the place that they were conceived.
Number one.
Number one is the answer, buddy. You are a winner. There you go, Javier. Enjoy your prize. Tell Howie we said hi. Enjoy yourself. Pa-pow, pa-pow, pa-pow.
He's the best.
He is the best. I love it when he wins. Javier, you're a winner. Yeah, Bryce Dallas Howard and her family do not have a 5-time champion dart throwing contest. She has never consumed alcohol, and she never will, she says.
That means she was conceived in Dallas.
Yeah, that is true. All that. Matter of fact, if you look at all of the middle names of her, there's 4 siblings. They all have a place there.
It's kind of creepy.
A couple things you may not know about Bryce Dallas Howard.
A little bit.
A little creepy.
Henry Winkler is her godfather.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, of course you know that. During the filming of Spider-Man 3, she was completely unaware that she was pregnant.
Oh,
and she was doing her own stunts, by the way.
Yeah, that's Dan. She's the one that falls.
Yeah, had no clue that she had no clue that she was pregnant during that entire time. And then lastly, the one I find the most unbelieving, although her dad, Ron Howard, was a star of one of the most popular sitcoms in the 70s and 80s, called Happy Days, she never saw an episode of it until 2006.
Whoa.
2006, I don't even know what caused it then, but she finally got to see an episode of her father acting as Opie Cunningham. No, that was on, what was he? Was Richie.
Richie Cunningham,
Richie
and Opie
Cunningham.
Taylor. Yeah.
Opie Taylor, Richie Cunningham. I hated Happy Days so much.
Did you?
I loved it.
I loved it, yeah.
God, I hated it. I thought it was terrible. I didn't like the characters. Hated the Fonz.
You are un-American.
I had a
Hated
Fonz
the Fonz.
poster.
Take
He
your
was such
eagle
a
feather back.
He was such a downer.
What?
The Fonz was such a downer. He was always trying to be so cool. He wasn't that cool.
How is he a downer when he's the guy who bangs on a jukebox
And it starts.
and it fixes.
Listen, the air was always heavy when Fonzie was in the room. Not like Potsy or Ralph Malph. Those guys brought the room up.
I liked Happy Days. I watched it a lot on Nick at Night.
Did you really?
Yeah, that was one of my go-tos.
I never really got into it, man.
And by the way, apparently Ron Howard has also mistaken his daughter for Jessica Chastain.
Oh, yeah, they look a lot alike.
I'm reading a headline right now. Bryce Dallas Howard says Dad Ron Howard was shook after he mistook Jessica Chastain for his own daughter at an Apple event.
Yeah, her big role was The Village. That's what broke her out. That movie, The Village, M. Night. And then she kind of went on from there. She does some voice stuff for video games and other Spider-Man and Jurassic Park properties and stuff. But she has a nice little portfolio, man. She's done quite well for herself.
Well, she was raised by the best.
Her father did not allow their entire family to watch TV or anything like that. He made them play outside and
that
do other
explains the
stuff.
Happy Days thing.
Yeah, he basically just wanted to completely insulate them from Hollywood altogether. He didn't allow her to even know kind of what he did for a while until he started bringing her and using her as an extra when she was 8, 9, 10 years old. Then she kind of got the bug and off she went. Her older sister, I think, is an actress as well, but does a lot of B-movie stuff. And she has a brother.
Holy cow. If you ever get a chance to see, check out the photos of Bryce Dallas Howard showing off the bruises from filming Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah, it's brutal, man. Ross, what's coming up for thoughts, homie?
Guys, I am going on a plane tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m.
That means you have to be at the airport at 5:30 a.m.
I mean, give or take.
No. Yeah, no.
I'm just saying, give or take 30 minutes here. And by give or take, I mean I'll be there at 6.
Yeah, you. When's the plane leave?
7:30. But I am curious.
Okay.
To know what you guys bring and do on airplanes. Like, for example, I look at Jim and I'm like, oh, he's definitely a neck pillow guy. And I want to know if I'm accurate.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. That's a very good question. We'll find out the answer next.
The home of real talk and a sweet macrame bathing suit.
Dude, that's a plant holder.
Yeah, it is. Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call ClausmanLaw.com.
Well, some good news. The I-4 Expressway is open in the greater Orlando area, so if you're in this vicinity, go ahead and try it out. They're going to start charging tomorrow. Also, watch for delays if you're traveling westbound on I-4 between Parr Street and Colonial Drive, as well as between Sand Lake Road and Central Florida Parkway. We're seeing some slow traffic, too, north on the Turnpike from an earlier crash between the Beach Line and I-4. See traffic problems? Call the traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by I-4 Express.
You want to spend your time on what matters most. Now you have a new, more reliable option to get where you need to go on I-4. With I-4 Express, you can choose how you travel on the busiest interstate in Central Florida. Learn more at i4express.com.
Man, if you're in need of a new fence, you got to think Mossy Oak Fence, because a beautiful new fence from our friends over at Mossy Oak Fence is a great way to add appeal and value to your home. Experts over at Mossy are fence freaks. That means freaks for your quality and certainly freaks for your satisfaction. Their skilled craftsmen use only the very best materials out there, getting you the best results every single time. Plus, they set the standard when it comes to quality, man. That quality is backed by the best warranty in the business. Visit mossyoakfences.com. And as always, let the Mossy family protect your family today.
Life is great when you get a VA home loan with Navy Federal Credit Union. Like having expert guidance through the home buying process kind of great. With other lenders, life is okay. Like figuring it out for yourself okay.
What do ARM, DTI, and PMI mean?
I don't know. Too many acronyms. Luckily, when you're a member, life is better. Like getting expert guidance from a top VA home loan lender kind of better. Learn more at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, look, there's a car in your pool.
Seriously? It was on the news, remember?
You'll need serious machinery to get it out.
I'm not worried. I've got home insurance through AAA.
Seriously? Insurance through AAA?
Seriously. I saved over $800 on both home and auto together.
Looks like the storm gave you some plastic flamingos, too. Gonna keep them?
Seriously? Not my style.
The home and auto insurance bundle through AAA. Serious coverage, serious savings. Learn more at AAA.com/seriously. Discounts and savings opportunities subject to eligibility. Savings amounts may vary. Insurance underwritten by Auto Club Insurance Company in Florida.
It's time to get back into the gym, and you can do it for just $9.99 a month. I'm talking about Esporta Fitness. I've been riding my bike a while now, but I know for a complete workout, I need more than that. And Esporta Fitness gives you access to a workout community and state-of-the-art amenities. Cardio machines, free weights, squat racks, they have it all. Get a free 3-day pass to Esporta Fitness near you at welcometoesportafitness.com. That's welcometoesportafitness.com. Premium fitness for as low as $9.99 a month. Start today.
Subject to enrollment and annual fees.
To say that we live in testing times right now is an understatement. And literally, we are doing a lot of testing when it comes to COVID. If you've ever been unsure about the results for your home test, or you've run out of free ones due to having to test frequently, you're not alone. Hi, Mario Lopez here for my friends over at the COVID Clinic. And the COVID Clinic offers accurate PCR testing with same-day results. No charge to the patient testing, also available. Need a COVID test? Register now at covidclinic.org. That's covidclinic.org.
My Friday nights usually spent out, but since my friends got Xfinity Internet, Friday nights in are where it's at. Because Xfinity has Wi-Fi speeds faster than a gig to power a house full of connected devices all at once. We got our show streaming, playlists bumping, and games galore. That's gig speed Wi-Fi for every great night in. Can your internet do that? Come on, y'all. The coasters aren't just for decoration.
Now through March 7th, ask how to get a special offer of $200 back when you get gig speed internet. Or get started with Xfinity Internet for $25 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. New Connect 50 megabits per second internet customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. After term, regular rates apply. Gig Wi-Fi requires gig internet and X-Fi gateway. Actual speeds vary.
It's Super Cash time at Old Navy. Right now, redeem your $10 in Super Cash and save $10 on every $25 purchase. Use it on everything. Run to Old Navy or OldNavy.com today. Valid 2/26 to 3/6. Excludes gift cards and clearance. See OldNavy.com/supercash for more details.
Hi, my name's Joe Cordell. Sometimes in divorce, courts require the higher earner to pay to the other party what's called spousal support or alimony. Usually this order can be modified in certain circumstances, but such modifications are often complicated and are best entrusted to attorneys that are well acquainted with such matters. Remember, you're not alone.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
Financial strength means having the choices to do what's best for you. An Amscot cash advance could put up to $500 in your hand on the spot with no credit check when you really need it and for less than you might think. Amscot. Some restrictions apply.
Because injuries to muscles and ligaments don't show up on an x-ray, the insurance companies will use it as an excuse not to pay. But we work with doctors who can see what x-rays can't, giving you a case insurance companies can't ignore. Farah and Farah, here for you, here for good.
Orlando. Any legal issue, Kramer Law, onefirmforlife.com. Offices Altamont Springs.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind studio. Your accident, your future, your attorney. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or call pound 546 from your cell. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now number 1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. This is the Jim Colbert Show. Also available on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Just search The Jim Colbert Show.
Hey there, just want to say love you guys. Been listening since you first started. Love 104.1. Just want to say hi. You are the best. Thank you. Bye.
I could take a day of those. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for tuning in on this gorgeous Wednesday afternoon. My goodness, live. It's going to be hot soon, so soak all of this up. This great weather is really awesome. One of the reasons we live here for sure. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb and Jack are here. Let's get some Ross Thoughts.
Is this the Ross Thoughts theme?
It can be.
All right, let's try this.
It's weird.
Airplanes.
It's funny.
It's my...
Sometimes.
Arrow.
It's Ross.
Plane.
Spelled like sauce. It's Ross Thoughts.
I'm going on an airplane tomorrow. It's not my first time, but I don't know why I'm like dreading it. I think it's because it's in the morning. And then I have a show tomorrow night in Wichita, Kansas.
So you're flying from here to Kansas. About how long of a flight is that? Like 3-4 hours?
No idea. Can't tell you. Haven't really looked at my... Oh, you got this word. Don't freak out. Itinerary.
Yeah! Okay, very good. Very good.
Woo! I should not be celebrated for that, but as soon as it popped in my mind, I just thought, be confident and let it rip.
There you go.
But I started thinking about what I'm going to do on the plane trip. Usually, I try to sleep. I fail. I don't understand people who sleep on planes. I don't get it. I don't know how you can. Are you guys plane sleepers? That's my first question.
I can be.
You're looking at about a 4-hour flight there. 4 hour and 10 minutes or so from Orlando to Wichita.
And I got a layover in Denver.
Oh, and you have a layover in Denver. So you're going to be, most of your day is going to be on the airplane.
You have to deboard?
I got to deboard, I think. I got to check into that. I don't know.
All right.
You know what deboard means.
The last time I did this show out in Wichita over in this comedy club, which I'm very grateful to go work for this weekend, January 6th was actually the last time I was there.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember I woke up from a nap, and the other comedian I was working with was like, "Yeah, they're storming the Capitol, dude." That's how I found out. Basically, a stony baloney face going like, "Hey, this is gnarly, man. This is wild.
Yeah.
They finally did it. Stormed the Capitol." But then so airplane etiquette, obviously, I think we're still wearing masks, right?
Yeah, you have to wear a mask, I think, on all flights now. Keep your shoes on.
All right, keep my shoes on.
Yeah, keep your shoes on. People have a weird thing where they get on planes, they like to take their shoes off for some reason.
Because your feet start to swell. As soon as they start to pressurize the plane, can you feel it in your feet?
Yeah, I can't, but I wear. I just wear tennis shoes and stuff.
But
so,
I don't take
can't
my
feel
shoes
it.
off. That's just rude.
Don't do that.
Your guys' ankles swell whenever it's like that?
Immediately, I can feel when they start to pressurize the plane because I can feel it immediately in my feet.
See, that's weird. I don't get that, but I get other things, but I don't get that.
So what do you guys bring on an airplane? Jim, is my accusation, my judgment correct in thinking that you are a neck pillow guy?
You are incorrect, sir. I am not a neck pillow guy. I have a difficult time sleeping on airplanes. So unless it's like a red eye or something like that, I'm usually my wife's like the thing she leans up against to sleep. So I don't really have the liberty of sleeping. So I just kind of stay up and I watch movies. I download movies. Does the plane offer Wi-Fi? Is it Southwest?
I'm sure it does. Most planes have Wi-Fi, right? I never pay for Wi-Fi on an airplane because I'll like bring so I'll bring a book that I pretend to read,
Well,
and
you have
then
your
I'll also
laptop.
bring a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, you have a laptop or your Switch or whatever. A lot of people do the same thing. I like watching movies when I fly. I mean, I really do. I think it's great. I just get in that corner seat or up against the window, put the thing down, get my device up there, and I just watch movies. I think it's a great time. Southwest has that on-board thing where you can watch movies there, but if you've seen all that, you got to bring movies with you.
Uh-huh.
And then I bring snacks. That's where you separate yourself, is the snack choice.
So I know I have a go-to snack. I don't know why or when this happened. I think it's just like a airport stereotype for me to spend essentially $7,500 on a Toblerone.
Oh, yeah, Toblerone. Yeah, those are very good.
The exchange rate in airports for Toblerones are through the roof.
Yeah.
Plus inflation. I'm just trying to get Tobleroned, man.
Never had one.
You've never had a Toblerone?
Nope.
That rocked me and Deb's world.
It's a triangle-looking thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
That they
By thing,
sell
you
at
mean
these-
perfect chocolate, yes.
Is that what it is?
Oh, yeah.
It's very good. Yeah, they do a good job there. It's legendary.
They're super good. I love how they're just they're biteable. I love how it kind of it hurts so good because you're biting down on essentially on a sweet chocolatey spike. I like it when it just pokes the top of my, the roof of my mouth and that bad boy just melts. I'm not sure if I'm helping, Jack.
My favorite plain food is I usually bring a cup of fish stew.
It's a fish stew.
And then takes his shoes off.
No. It's the same thing I do in the city. It's beef jerky. It's some kind of a cracker, like a Cheez-It or something, and then some kind of chocolate or something.
What do you guys think about people? Have you seen anybody putting their feet up?
Yeah. That's a major no-no.
No.
I had a kid put their feet on the back of my seat. I just turned around and gave him one look, and that pretty much did it. Just like a little, you don't do that, son. Don't do that.
You haven't lived till you had to change your baby's diaper on your drop-down tray.
Oh, man.
You've done that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? I think it's actually easier to do that than it is in one of those bathrooms.
Plus now in most, seat backs, you'll find a bag in there, right, for diapers. My last trip to Oregon, there was a bag in there for parents to dispose of the diaper while sitting in your seat instead of a barf bag.
What happened was we were stuck on the tarmac for like 2 hours.
Oh.
And the person behind us, their baby, they had to change their diaper. And then my kid got the whiff of it and said, I guess we're going now.
Yeah.
And she went.
Trigger.
And it was like, oh, my God. And I had to change it right there. And the lady behind me, had a gallon-sized Ziploc and let me put it in that thing. And that seals it up. But still, that air is there. The people around you ain't happy.
Not happy
We're
at all.
already stuck on the tarmac.
Oh.
They couldn't get up.
We got sat next to a farter one time, and that was misery. And there's no way for him to deny it.
That's
but
like me at work every day.
he just
stuck next to a farter.
it looks so unkempt. I'm just like, I'm not saying anything. I don't want to get cut.
Whoever smelt it, though.
No, it wasn't me. I mean, I trust
you're
me.
You're going to tell me you hold it in on an airplane?
I'm telling you, I've just gotten lucky. I've never had a gas situation on an airplane. I'm telling you, I haven't.
Liar.
Not once ever have I had that situation.
So you're telling me that the biology of your body picks up on that we're on a plane, let's be respectful.
Well, I mean, you don't poop on yourself when you sleep at night, right? Like you make it through the night doing that. You know, I mean,
I'm with Jimmy on that one.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. I mean, you just kind of program. I'm not flying to Hawaii. I mean, the longest flight I've ever been on was like 5.5 hours, so that's not that big of a time frame.
Yeah, those long flights
yourself.
do require a little bit of crop dusting.
Yeah, you got to be careful though.
So here's my biggest...
Yeah, when you're walking down the aisle, you can leave it behind you because you're moving.
That's what the flight attendants do, and they call it crop dusting.
But you don't do it on the way. You got to do it on the way back because you don't want to have to face those people when you come back.
They don't know it's you. You got to
No, they know.
Oh, no, they don't.
They don't.
I tell them.
No. No, there's no way that they're going to know. They're just going to think that there's some guy changing his baby's diaper in front of them.
I will tell you one thing I do not like doing on planes. Somebody just texted this in. I don't like listening to music on planes for some reason.
Oh, I do.
can't. I like visual input to take my attention away from everything. I don't like just sitting there listening to music.
Yeah, I feel like that's a little odd.
Jim demands a window seat, but then we'll look at his screen the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
I do need that as well. I want that window seat.
I bump some Cardi B and dance in my seat, but keep it all within my own space.
You're dancing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. She likes to get down. Are you an aisle guy or a window guy or a middle guy? Are you a weirdo middle guy?
He's probably a middle guy.
Yeah, no, I'm not a middle guy. I get hugged. I don't need to get, hugged when I'm on a plane. Who likes the middle?
I mean,
do those people even
middle.
exist?
No, they just get stuck with it.
Yeah. It's people who date or are partners with window or aisle people.
You a heavy packer?
Am I a heavy hacker?
Packer. Do you pack heavy? I mean, are you do you bring a lot with you because of situation? You got to do stand up like what? You got to do like 5 shows, right?
Yeah. 1 Thursday, 2 Friday, 2 Saturday, fly back Sunday.
Yeah,
wow.
you can't listen, man. You can't be up on stage wearing the same stuff. You got to look fly.
And then I'm back here Monday, Tuesday, and then it's 1 Wednesday, 2 Wednesday, 2 Thursday, 2 Friday, 2 Saturday next week. So it's a lot of comedy. Here's the biggest $1 billion question. And I think the rules have changed ever since I was a child.
All right.
Socializing.
Where, on an airplane?
Yeah.
No.
I try not.
You don't do it because you don't know. You can't control the other person. And you start a conversation, and that person will think, oh, I'm being engaged. I think I'm going to share my life from DNA until this moment.
But what if you're like really good at it? Because I'm down to communicate with a random stranger. I think that's a very special conversation to have with somebody that you are never going to see again.
Let's try it then. Why don't you just drum up a conversation with me and assume we're sitting next to each other on a plane, and I'm just sitting there minding my own business, and you interrupt my day with a comment trying to get me to talk to you. Go ahead.
Okay, all right, and just to get things cleared up, you don't have headphones in.
No,
you are.
I'm just sitting there.
You're reading a book.
I'm reading a book, a magazine.
And I look at you and I go, oh, man, do you like these Biscoff cookies? I love these Biscoff cookies.
Yeah, I guess I like a couple of them. Yeah, they're fine. They're not bad.
Oh, yeah, let's ask the stewardess if we can get more. Ma'am, can we get some more Biscoff cookies for me and my friend Gerald?
Yeah, my name's not Gerald, and I'm fine. You can have all you want, buddy. I'm good. You don't need to order for me.
This guy's really passionate about the cookies. He's getting angry if he doesn't get his cookies.
Yeah, my name's Jim. Yeah, again, just told you call me this guy again.
But you look like a Gerald, so I just went with Gerald. Jim.
Yeah. But yeah, Jim will work.
Yeah. So how do you like eating the Biscoff cookies? Do you like sandwich them, or do you nibble
I just
on
usually
them?
take them out of the wrapper and eat them, man. I mean, a couple bites, it's not like a big undertaking. I just kind of pull that out of the wrapper and.
Oh, I love one-shotting them. You ever try it like a shot? Like, whoopah!
Yeah. I just clearly said that I take them out of the wrapper and I usually eat them in 2 bites.
Are you down to try it? That's when I offer you a cookie to have it in 1 bite?
Look, honestly, I was just right in the middle of this article. I was hoping to finish this up because I've got to read this for where I'm going.
Just eat the cookie, man. Just eat the cookie. Try it out.
That's the passenger in the seat behind you. Eat the cookie.
I don't care for the cookie, buddy. I would just, I would rather just be able to, if I could just read this article, it'd be great.
You want some 7-Up as you one-shot the cookie? Some 7-Up, ma'am?
Buddy, listen.
Yes, sir?
What was your name again?
Gerald. My name was Gerald, and I thought your name was Gerald as well.
Well, Gerald.
Weren't you Ryan?
No, my last name is Harold.
Well, Gerald Harold.
Harold?
Yeah.
Jer Hare, listen, I would just, if you don't mind, I'd like to just kind of read this article and enjoy my flight.
All right.
And, man, I hope you have a great flight as well.
What can I ask you just one thing before you go?
One last question will be fine, yes.
What are you reading? Are you reading an article about
It's an article on EVs. It's popular mechanics. I'm reading an article on the future of electric vehicles.
So you're, like, learning stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to inform myself of what I think is an impending market that I may want to invest in, yes.
You know what you could also learn is how good a Biscoff cookie is in one bite.
I'm going to take your word for that, buddy. I'm going to get back to my article now, okay? It's been good chatting with you. Again, I have a good flight.
All right.
Eat the cookie, dude!
Look, everybody else, everybody on the plane
cookie!
wants you to eat the cookie in one shot here, man. That's all it takes. Everyone...
Oh, shut up! Just eat the
Hey, guys,
cookie!
Listen, I didn't even engage this guy. I don't know who he is. I don't know where he's from or what he wants.
Just eat the cookie!
Eat the cookie!
Eat the cookie!
Eat the cookie, bro! I'm not going to eat the cookie, guys, because I want the cookie. How about you eat the cookie?
I'm sorry, guys. He's just being really aggressive. He doesn't...
Air Marshal!
I'm not being aggressive. I just don't want to eat the cookie.
Air Marshal!
All right. If you're not
an Air Marshal?
If you're not going to eat the cookie in one bite...
I think we need to turn this plane around. Someone's being very aggressive.
I agree.
Very aggressive.
I agree.
Air Marshal!
I just don't want to eat the cookie.
Air
Who are you people? What? Mind your own business. Eat your own cookie.
Just one bite the cookie and give the people what they want.
Can I read the article, please? Is there any way I could just read my article, please?
Man, this guy's a douche. Just eat the cookie.
That guy's aggressive. I didn't tell him to say that. I feel like it would be better for this entire plane experience if he ate the cookie in one bite.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen. Captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. It's time to come in for a landing because it's time for break. Over.
All right. One last chance, or else they're turning this bad boy around. Just eat the cookie.
Eat the cookie.
The only thing I can pray to God for right now is that this plane does get turned around. And then it lands, and then they take you off and feed you into the engine.
All right. So if you're not going to eat the cookie in one bite, can I have your cookie?
Air Marshal!
Those are Ross thoughts. I'm out. Peace.
407-916-1041. Text us 77031. More of the Jim Colbert Show right after this.
That's great.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mikey, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price.
Well, some good news. The I-4 Expressway is open in the greater Orlando area, so if you're in this vicinity, go ahead and try it out. They're going to start charging tomorrow. Also, watch for delays if you're traveling westbound on I-4 between Park Street and Colonial Drive, as well as between Sand Lake Road and Central Florida Parkway. We're seeing some slow traffic, too, north on the Turnpike from an earlier crash between the Beach Line and I-4. See traffic problems? Call the Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by SeaWorld Icebreaker.
Be one of the first to ride SeaWorld's all-new coaster, Icebreaker. Experience rocketing up the steepest beyond vertical drop in Florida. Icebreaker. It's anything but chill. Get a SeaWorld annual pass as low as $13 per month. Taxes, blackout dates, and restrictions may apply.
Man, I don't know. You see so much camera footage of crimes lately. I thought those cameras were supposed to deter the crimes to begin with. Well, the reason why, they weren't Safe Touch cameras. Safe Touch cameras are event-driven cameras. They're watching for events before they actually take place. You don't want to see somebody breaking into your car. You want to see it before it happens. And that's what Safe Touch cameras do. They alert you via text or video notification beforehand, giving you time to react to the situation. And Safe Touch cameras have 24/7 video storage in the cloud, the safest and most secure way to store your important events that only you, the Safe Touch customer, gets to control. You decide who sees it and who receives it. And the best news yet, you can get that Safe Touch surveillance system, 3-color cameras, 24-hour recording, secure storage, $39.95 per month, and that includes 24/7 service, cloud storage, and camera warranty as well. Installation is an additional charge. And remember, this system will work with any security system or no security system at all. And you can even bundle up the SafeTouch two-way communicator package for additional savings as well. Just call 888-723-8682 or visit safetouch.com for that free survey and demo today. SafeTouch, doing what others can't for over 37 years. It's state license DF233.
This year full of Real Radio is brought to you by FloridaJobsNow.com.
At ViStar Credit Union, we believe in helping our members reach their financial goals and being there for our communities too. That's why we offer everyone home loans with better rates, where members can receive a savings of up to $5,000 toward closing costs. Better financial lives, stronger communities. ViStar Credit Union. Do good. Bank better. Visit ViStarCU.org/join to find out more. ViStar is an equal housing lender, federally insured by NCUA.
The countdown to Bike Week has begun, and it's all happening at the historic Orlando Harley-Davidson factory, March 4th through the 13th. Live music, full bar, tattoos, food trucks, vendors, and so much more. Orlando Harley-Davidson Historic Factory, 3770 37th Street, just off I-4. Visit OrlandoHarley.com or follow us on social media for details. Orlando Bike Week 2022, March 4th through the 13th. You don't want to miss it.
A nefarious murder plot, a jealous brother, and the most secretive nation on the planet. Big Brother, North Korea's Forgotten Prince, is the podcast that dives into the motives behind the 2017 assassination of the oldest son of North Korea's first dictator, Kim Jong-il.
In North Korea, as in the mob, it's business. It's not personal. When somebody challenges you, that challenger must be eliminated.
Listen to Big Brother, North Korea's Forgotten Prince on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
One night in Daytona is unlike any other. Daytona Supercross, happening Saturday, March 5th at the World Center of Racing. Nowhere gets you closer to the action. Nobody but Ricky Carmichael could design this course. It's the one and only AMA Supercross event in Florida. Be there as the biggest names battle it out, under the lights in what's sure to be a race for the record books. Get your tickets and trackside access by calling 1-800-PIT-SHOP or visiting DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Care has the power to bring kindness where it's needed. It brings out the best in every one of us. It doesn't just see people, it takes time to understand them. It puts the needs of others ahead of its own. And when you start with Care, you end up with a very different kind of bank. Truist. Truist Bank, member FDIC.
The band that helped start a revolution. Candlebox, live in concert. Wolves 2022 tour. May 19th at 8 p.m. at Hard Rock Event Center. Candlebox, in concert. Buy tickets now at Ticketmaster.com or HardRockTampa.com. Seminole Hard Rock Tampa.
I'm Charles. I got a bad back injury when a truck crashed into my car. You know those lawyer ads. All they talk about are themselves. And money, money, money. I wanted the best doctors for my back. I called attorney Glenn Klausman. He got me to really good doctors. And I'm doing great. Glenn was always available to talk to. He got me a great settlement and quicker than I thought possible. Car crash? Call Klausman at 407-917-1718. KLAUSMAN law.com.
Office, Winter Park.
Having trouble with your AC? Call our friends at Mills Air, 407-277-1159. With 30 years of experience, they can certainly help you out. Carrier factory authorized dealers with up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. Family owned and operated, it's millsair.com.
New salted caramel cream cold brew and signature lattes from Dunkin'. Dunkin' cold brew topped with salted caramel cold foam. Or Dunkin' espresso topped with whipped cream, caramel drizzle, and cinnamon sugar. Sip into both for $3. America runs on Dunkin'.
Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Additional charges may apply.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
It's Super Cash time at Old Navy. Right now, redeem your $10 in Super Cash and save $10 on every $25 purchase. Use it on everything. Run to Old Navy or OldNavy.com today. Valid 2/26 to 3/6. Excludes gift cards and clearance. See OldNavy.com/supercash for more details.
Hey, what up, you freaking maniacs? It's Tommy Lee, and we're back, baby.
And this is Joe Elliott from Def Leppard.
iHeartRadio and all the bands and the stadium tour want you to have the ultimate experience at the show in Miami. We'll get you flights, hotel, and front row tickets to the show. Plus, you'll meet the crew, Def Leppard and Poison.
To win, open the free iHeartRadio app and listen to Slippery When Wet Radio.
And you're automatically entered.
Tickets for the stadium tour are on sale now at LiveNation.com.
This is going to be insane.
Good luck, and we'll see you there with iHeartRadio.
Thinking about divorce? Kramer Law. OneFirmForLife.com. Offices Altamont Springs.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Don't forget, you can use our Talkback feature. It's easy. Just go to the iHeartRadio app and go to Real Radio at that point. You can see the little microphone, send something off for us to listen to. Did you have one right there, buddy? Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah. Here's one for you, buddy.
Rip it up.
Hey, Jim. Just glad you're having a good hair day.
You mother.
My favorite.
All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Ross out tomorrow and Friday, going up to do some comedy. And man, I got to tell you, the airplane thing that's like one of those. It's a roulette wheel of humanity.
Yeah.
Because
it is.
like with Southwest, you kind of get into those groups or whatever, and the minute you get on the airplane, you start scanning and trying to figure out where your seat is and who you have to sit by. And man, you're just like, it's like that wheel on Price is Right. It's like tick, 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 and then you have two fat guys and you're in the middle.
Cool. I'm the ham on this sandwich.
Yeah, I'm going to be the ham in this fat person sandwich.
And there's no lettuce here.
I don't know who the worst passenger is. The worst experience I've ever had on a plane was with somebody who brought their cat. And, from Vegas all the way to Orlando on a red eye. The cat was meow, meow, meow. 5 hours of that. Never stopped. The entire plane was about to tear this woman's arms off. They were so sick of her. She was actually making statements to the entire plane. Well, I didn't know she was going to do this the entire time. I'm like, well, that's the whole... What, don't you understand the idea of anger?
That's so funny.
We're mad because you brought the cat and you didn't even think that it was going to ruin everybody's flight.
Listen,
My God.
If you're at a place, any public space, any public place, and you are just defending yourself to random strangers,
about 150 of them,
you are wrong.
You are losing.
How am I supposed to know?
Listen, Ross. Obviously, as you start flying more and doing more gigs, which I think you completely will. I mean, you think kids are the worst, and I used to think that as well. That children are the worst. Just the last 4 or 5 years that my wife and I have flown all over the U.S., I don't know that we've had one situation where an infant or a child was unruly or loud and ruined our flight. It's mostly adults, and sometimes we don't even do that. Mostly it's headphone etiquette. That's the real problem. It's headphone etiquette. They tell you really what you should do. The earbuds are one thing, but you can actually hear that outside of your, and it doesn't sound like it's much, but when you're in a controlled environment and you're sitting 1.5 feet from somebody and you can hear that. So the best thing to do is bring headphones that cover your entire ear.
I bring these.
Yeah, exactly.
I bring these because I can either plug them into my iPad or I can plug them into the headrest on the plane.
That's the best way to do it. That way you don't hear anything. And I'll tell you something else, too. When you wear the headphones that cover your ear completely, people don't try to talk to you. Because if you have the earbuds in, people will still try to make comments to you or still try to do that. If you have these in, you're basically telling the world, I am simply not interested in anything you're going to say.
Dang.
Is that why you wear them outside of work?
Yeah. I wish I could. If I could make it a fashion statement, maybe I should get some headphones with a bill on it or something.
You make the labored effort to pull it up, huh?
Yeah, what was that? What?
Yeah, and you make it a big deal, like they're really bothering you. I'm sorry, like what? It's so cumbersome to pull this headset off. What was that?
Let me stop this just a minute.
Yeah, minute.
I got to tell you, I've almost, and this is a terrible thing to say. I'll just be right. I've almost wanted to be on a plane where an air marshal had to intervene with somebody and just bring them down, just to see what it looks like.
Okay. They probably have a YouTube channel for that.
Oh, yeah, no. Look, you can see them online all the time. It happens in Orlando like every other week. Somebody has to be ejected from an airplane from being a douchebag. There was a guy the other day standing up just yelling in his seat.
Yeah, encouraging other people to take their masks off.
Yeah, like, what are you doing? Like, if you're let's say that guy's a middle seat guy, and he stands up and starts going on some rampage about how you shouldn't wear your mask, and you're the guy to the right of him, up against, you're pinned against the window between this maniac and the airplane. At that point, I think you should be able to defend yourself at all costs. Yeah, which means rear naked chokehold.
Sometimes, you're watching Braveheart and you get a little too into it and you want to start a freedom revolution.
You want to William Wallace it there on the plane?
Yeah, you're the William Wallace of masks.
I mean, I've seen an unruly group. We had a group of, I think it was baseball players on one of our airplanes that was, just having a party, coming back from Nashville or something. And they were a little loud for the first 40 minutes or so. Then they all passed out. But it wasn't that bad. My wife has had nightmare scenarios in airplanes. She's flown a lot more than me. She's had them bad. 407. When's the last time you flew, Deb?
Just getting back from Portland, but I have to say the worst passenger I ever flew with was the quietest. Middle Eastern business gentleman, three-piece suit, get on the airplane in Gatwick. He doesn't fit in because this plane is full of families with little kids asking, is Mickey there yet? We land in Bangor, Maine to refuel. Everyone has to get off the plane. We're on U.S. soil, right? We're closer to D.C. than we are in Orlando. Nope, get back on the plane, fly to Orlando. Captain comes on the intercom. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the passengers is taken ill. So we're going to pull to a gate, not our gate, so that medical personnel can assist this person. We sit there, we sit there, we sit there. This was how I learned that airplanes have doors on both sides.
Oh, yeah.
Because both sides of the doors flew open, and here come a hell of a lot of FBI agents running down the aisles of the plane, grab this guy by his lapels, and pull him off the flight. Internationally wanted, don't know if he was a terrorist, but they waited for him till he landed at OIA before they arrested him.
See, that would be exciting.
That
would be very exciting.
I did ask the FBI guy
if wants to be there.
Well, I did ask if we were going to be on America's Most Wanted. He said no. But then when I went through customs, I was so terrified after what I saw that everything I was trying to smuggle in, I just gave right up.
Oh, yeah. I hide my face.
I did. I had plants I was bringing in. I just opened my suitcase and it all came out.
See, that's the thing. Whenever Deb says a joke and we're like, oh, man, that's so funny, then there's that pregnant pause where we're like, she's not joking.
Deborah's like, how dare this guy get pinched when I'm trying to commit felonies?
The TSI guy was really cool, though. He's like, all right, I understand. I mean, I had my unmentionables falling out of my suitcase. It was exciting, but it's terrifying because you think of what you just flew with over the Atlantic Ocean.
Right, yeah.
This was 9 FBI agents stormed this plane to get this one guy. You could have got him in Bangor.
Right.
But
no, take him down in Maine.
We get him another 5-hour flight to see, maybe. Is he going to blow it up? We don't know.
Did you ever try to research and find out what happened?
No. Couldn't even get the guy's name, and the FBI were super tight-lipped about it. I said, well, who is this guy? And they're like, he has several international warrants out for his arrest.
What year was this? Do you remember?
This was pre-9/11.
Oh,
This was pre-9/11. This was pre-9/11. Because this was... And if you've ever flown out of a European airport, which is dealt with, like the IRA, the car bombs and stuff, flying out of a European airport, specifically an English airport, is interesting because they're all, who packed your luggage? What address did you pack your luggage? Who witnessed you packing your luggage? Who had access to your luggage? Has anyone touched your luggage? What are the individuals that were around your luggage? I mean, Colombia, Brazil, I've never gotten questions like that. Gatwick and Heathrow, and they don't play.
Wow. That's crazy.
They don't play.
Are you guys clappers?
You mean when that lands?
Yeah. When it lands?
No. I'm not a rookie.
I'm a clap only if it's something like.
Well, if it's been a rough flight.
Yeah, landing in a hurricane or something like that. I've clapped for that.
We did. We basically we would have had group sex with the guy who landed us in Chicago that time when we were the Predators. Jack will tell you. I mean, that was the most harrowing moment in my entire life. I've never been closer to death than that day. So, I mean, I would have switched teams for that cat. I mean, let's just close the door behind us and make this happen. Sit down and enjoy this. It's the one time in this life I'm doing this.
It's called Keep It on the DL.
Oh my God Almighty, man! It was horrifying. Speaking of horrifying, I did want to get to this one last story before we get out of here today. I sold you guys it's the beginning of the program. So you guys remember the guy here the last couple of weeks who has it was the blue notice or the blue alert. Gentleman shot an officer. I think he's still in critical condition, if I remember right. Or
the suspect was killed.
The suspect, I know that, but I think the officer.
The officer, yes, still hospitalized.
Still hospitalized. They found
need facial reconstruction surgery. The officer.
Yeah. So he, and this guy went on the run and went through and did a home invasion. His name was Gregory Medema. He was shot and killed by a homeowner after attempting to break into a home in I've never heard of the town Tennille.
Taylor.
He'd been on the run, huh?
Taylor County up in the Panhandle.
Yeah, he'd been on the run after shooting a deputy multiple times at a traffic stop. And a GoFundMe page has been created by the family, the homeowner, Sandra Kyle. All right. She and her significant other, a guy named Wayne Pert, were the ones in the home when this guy broke in. Basically, he broke in. He shot Pert. He shot the boyfriend as he stood in the doorway before coming inside and putting the gun in her face. Before he shot me, apparently, the guy got distracted by the dog attacking him. That's how she escaped, or he escaped and went to the room to get the gun. Wayne, her boyfriend, the guy who was shot initially, shot and killed the guy, Medema, and then shot him a final time to make sure he was dead. Now, they have a GoFundMe page, and the interesting part is what they've listed and what the GoFundMe is for. What do you think it's for?
I mean,
mental health,
funeral costs.
So, because the guy didn't die. The bad guy died, so the state's going to, he'll get buried and whatever. Or his family will do whatever. Not for the funeral costs, because the guy who got shot by the intruder, he lived. He does have some broken bones, and part of that certainly is for medical care. But there's another part as well, which they list, which I find kind of wild.
The dog, something with the dog.
The dog did not get shot.
But dog bones, you got to reward the dog.
You got to patch up the holes in the home.
You're getting warmer.
Oh, shot the fish tank.
No. No, what happened is when Wayne Pert shot and killed this guy, it blew his brains all over their house. And part of this money is for the forensic cleanup of this guy's pieces and parts all throughout their property.
Oh.
Yeah, you need that. That's something they don't tell you about.
And they don't tell you that they don't do it. Everyone assumes that law enforcement cleans up a crime scene, and they basically collect their evidence and leave.
That's it. They grab the body, they grab everything else, they make their marking, and then they're out the door.
Out.
You're on the hook for that.
Yeah, you are.
And it isn't cheap, by the way. It isn't cheap, and if it happened over carpet, that's gone. If it happened over hardwood floors, chances are you're going to pull those up because the blood will seep between the boards, and who wants that? And now you have to live with the image of that happening in your house. Man, when I read this story, I was like, nope, for sale. Hire the guy to come in or the woman to come in. They clean it up. Let's get it looking good. For sale tomorrow. I'm not living in a house where I walk out there and every time I look at my kitchen, I picture this dude with his brain capped off in my damn kitchen when I'm trying to eat my Cheerios.
And it's only been in recent years that companies have sprouted up to do just that, Jimmy, to go into crime scenes or unattended death scenes where someone isn't discovered for days or weeks. It's actually a new burgeoning business to be able to go in and clean this up because a lot of people assume that's something law enforcement does. And it's not the case at all.
Yeah, even when the CSI guys come out, when all the forensic guys come out, they do all their investigations, and then after it's all said and done, they pick up all their little toys and they leave.
They
man.
leave,
I mean, that pool of blood and brain matter all over your house, it doesn't... God almighty, man. I wonder what that costs. Can you even imagine? Like, if you had to call somebody and say, hey, what's the problem? Well, I had to shoot a guy in my house, and part of the top of his head is, scattered throughout my property, not to mention about a good 4 quarts of blood have dried up on my kitchen floor. What's that run?
Yeah,
it's got to be $1,500, $2,000. It's got to be at least that.
We're talking about $600 per hour.
Yeah.
That could be a day.
Oh, easy. But at the same time, it's specialized. I would imagine that you would need chemicals that would do a much better job than your standard household cleaner, and you wouldn't want that to sit in your baseboards, your floorboards, your drywall.
No,
because,
spank you.
Yeah, you'll suffer from it for years.
There ain't no way. I would I would have to change the flooring to just change.
God,
I mean,
yeah.
And if it's carpet rust, think about that. Somebody comes in, you shoot them, they ruin your carpet. You got to pull that up and pay for that as well. So on top of the, $1,800 to $2,000 you're paying to get just the blood and goo out of there, now you have to pay to have your house refloored because this guy came in here and you had to drop him. You should be able to sue the estate for that, by the way.
Well, I mean, you would, but the chances of getting that out of, when you see this guy, that doesn't mean his family doesn't have means, but I don't know.
He's a history of this stuff, right? He's just a bad person.
Yeah, exactly. He was, remember, he was a convicted child sex abuser.
Yeah,
he was caught with child porn when he was in the U.S. Army.
Bad dude, man. Well, that's crazy, man.
That's got to be a weird job. Weird place to intern at.
Yeah, right.
You can't run deals.
No, you can't.
You can't be like, BOGO, suicide. That sounds odd.
Oh. If anybody feels so motivated to do this, the article is at WESH.com. That's the Channel 2 NBC affiliate. It's on their website right now. It gives you a link to the GoFundMe page if you feel so inclined to donate to their cause. What?
Jimmy, someone just texted us at 77031 and said, my uncle committed suicide in his house and they charged $28,000 to clean the house.
God almighty.
$28,000. That's more than a down payment for a new home.
Oh, yeah. Well, depending on what you're getting, it is. That's for sure. Wow. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Load them up for last call. We'll do that next, and we'll also clean out whatever talkbacks we have as well.
Make us think or make it funny. Just make it good. Get on board now for last call on the Jim Colbert Show. 407-916-1041.
This Real Radio 1041 weather report sponsored by Rude Air Conditioning, powered by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast, and it is a beautiful outlook right through the middle of next week with warming temperatures. Considering our normal high, what's considered typical for this time of year is 77. When you hear this forecast, you're going to realize how consistently warmer than normal it will be. 83 for tomorrow, Friday and Saturday, 85 Sunday, and then close to 90 for Monday and Tuesday. Only a slight chance for rain early next week. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Print and Marketing Services help small business print big with wide format signs and banners. Right now, get $10 off custom printed signs, banners, and posters when you spend $50 or more. Offer ends 3/26. Visit staples.com/signage for details. Staples, the working and learning store.
Man, everybody knows Tools Ace Hardware is your grilling headquarters. They carry the best brands and grills out there. The Big Green Egg, the one I love, Traeger, Weber, and now Napoleon, which is a Canada-based grill company. And look, they have everything you need. Refill propane, every single flavor of wood and pellet out there, all the chips, all the chunks ready to go, all the great charcoals. They have sauces and rubs from national brands to local brands, including My Seasonings and Spices up there right now. And they have service techs as well, specializing in grills to help with any repair or warranty issues. Free assembly and delivery always. It's Tools Ace Hardware. 11 convenient locations here in Central Florida. Find yours today at toolsacehardware.com.
Hi, my name's Joe Cordell. Sometimes in divorce, courts require the higher earner to pay to the other party what's called spousal support or alimony. Usually this order can be modified in certain circumstances, but such modifications are often complicated and are best entrusted to attorneys that are well acquainted with such matters. Remember, you're not alone.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Can you ship out that order to the branch in Savannah?
Yep, it's got bananas.
No, Savannah! Savannah!
Yeah, I'm also going to add some strawberries.
You know, maybe instead of giving everyone their own personal blenders to make smoothies at our desks, they should have just ordered food through Easy Cater.
Oh, sorry, Jill, I can't right now. Got to ship that order out to Savannah.
Some food just doesn't work at work, but Easy Cater just does. Food for work, on time, and as ordered. From over 82,000 restaurants. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
On Friday, March 4th, AEW Rampage invades the Edition Financial Arena to kick off their weekend spectacular in Orlando.
Hottest ticket in town.
Will you be there live to witness all the chaos on the final live show before AEW Revolution on Sunday, March 6th? What will happen when these champions and challengers come face to face for the last time? It all comes down to this. Hangman Page, Adam Cole. The best in the world, CM Punk, MJF, Jon Moxley, Bryan Danielson, Dr. Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa, Keith Lee, Christian Cage, Orange Cassidy, Wardlow, Darby Allin, the Icon Sting, the Young Bucks, and all your favorite AEW stars will headline this amazing night of elite professional wrestling action.
It's going to be a wild and crazy, unpredictable night, I can tell you that.
Don't miss AEW Live. Tickets are on sale now and start at $29 plus fees. Go to AEWTix.com.
Are you 65 or older, diagnosed with heart failure, and still experiencing unresolved symptoms? Then this message may be for you. Other symptoms like carpal tunnel syndrome or gastrointestinal problems could be a sign of something more serious, like transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM for short. ATTR-CM is a rare and life-threatening disease that worsens over time, so it's important to recognize the signs and talk to your doctor. For more information, visit ATTRCMFacts.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
My Friday nights usually spent out, but since my friends got Xfinity Internet, Friday nights in are where it's at. Because Xfinity has Wi-Fi speeds faster than a gig to power a house full of connected devices all at once. We got our shows streaming, playlists bumping, and games galore. That's gig speed Wi-Fi for every great night in. Can your internet do that? Come on, y'all. The coasters aren't just for decoration.
Now through March 7th, ask how to get a special offer of $200 back when you get gig speed internet. Or get started with Xfinity Internet for $25 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. New Connect 50 megabits per second internet customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. After term, regular rates apply. Gig Wi-Fi requires gig internet and Xfi gateway. Actual speeds vary.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by FloridaJobsNow.com.
Still showing the world every aspect of your life on social media? Yep, us too. Find Real Radio 1041 on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch, if you're into that kind of thing, at The Jim Colbert Show on Twitch.
Dude, I got a guy over here that'll do it for about $800 with some freaking Coca-Cola. They'll clean that blood out for you.
I guess I could have had a bunch of meetings there, huh? All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. I am the Jim part. The Deb part is here.
Hello.
So is Jackson.
Good evening.
And Ross is with us as well.
It's all true.
Before he leaves us, and we'll be jilted boyfriends and girlfriends here for the next couple days as we long for you to come back home.
And this isn't the only... So I'm going to be gone this weekend and next weekend.
You don't need to remind me of that, buddy. I'm already sad.
March 26th, I got a really cool show out in Palm Coast.
Very cool.
Yeah, so if you're looking for tickets, you can just go to my Instagram page. The link is in the bio.
There's giant money up there.
Palm Coast?
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't
it's right
know
outside of St. Augustine.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm very excited to perform there. I don't think there's been many times I've gotten to do comedy there.
Yeah, that's some thick dollars up there, buddy.
I will sell my body.
All right, 407-916-1041. We do have some open lines for last call 3, actually. 407-916-1041. Hop on, make us laugh. We also have the ability to leave us a talkback. We have that. Just go to the iHeartRadio app. Go to the Real Radio section, and you'll see the microphone right there. Leave us one. That's what happened there earlier with that gentleman. It's our brand new feature. We're just kind of rolling that out, so give it a shot there. And by the way, we all understand it's just like the News Junkies dispatch, and he did it first. We all get it. And I give him, and we give him tons of credit for it because it was genius. He did it before everybody else. I understand. And we love him 100%. And he's a hardworking dude. He did that all on his own as well. And we completely understand. Yeah, people are like checking in saying this, the forensic cleaning thing that insurance will take care of it. I've not heard that before. that your homeowner's insurance would take care of that. It would make sense that it would, but I mean,
I like to think it would.
I would as well, because
and then they'll cancel your policy.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's the thing. Is like, how do you want to pay the $2,000 or you want to get your policy canceled? Yeah, Jack.
Florida Jobs Now Fair is happening tomorrow, Jimmy. Tomorrow's a big day, so from 12 to 4 is an opportunity for many people who can hear us right now to find a new job, their next job, or just a job in general. Again, it's happening tomorrow from noon until 4 p.m. at Canvas Event Venue at Orlando's Florida Mall Plaza, and these are all different types of jobs.
Yes.
They recommend dress business casual, and you can connect with recruiters from right here in Central Florida. We have all the details on the website, floridajobsnow.com.
Yeah, fljobsnow.com. Like Jack was saying, some of these people are even offering signing bonuses. We've heard up to $2,000, giving you jobs on the spot, and you are 1,000% correct. The diversity of the jobs being offered is amazing, from plumbers and welding to forklift drivers to HR resources to what else, Deb? Teaching.
Oh, yeah, resorts.
Stand-up comedians.
Yeah, resort work. It's everything. I mean, companies like Anheuser-Busch, of course, Aquatica, SeaWorld are going to be out there, iHeartRadio. So that is tomorrow, noon to 4, Canvas Event Venue, Florida Mall Plaza. Dress nice. Try to get yourself that job. All the info, fljobsnow.com. How many lines do we have open for last call, guys?
Let's see. It looks like, one.
One line open for last call at 407-916-1041. Yes, Deborah.
Just wanted to give you guys a latest update on the invasion, the war in Ukraine. The first major city, Kherson, has reportedly fallen to the Russians.
Okay. We'll have more on that tomorrow for sure. All the breaking news for that we'll bring you at all times for sure. Deb, who do we have to thank today?
We want to thank Jifu Jennings with the Central Florida Zoo, and of course her friend, the Eastern Indigo snake, Indigo, and Orlando Sentinel columnist Scott Maxwell.
Yeah, by the way, the zoo, they're wonderful partners, and it was really nice to meet Jifu, and we can see her hopefully again. That snake video I'm sure we'll have up along with the podcast for Animal House at JimColbertLive.com. Jack, Twitter poll.
Will gas prices force you to change your driving habits? How do you think that broke down?
Well, I will tell you, I think a lot of people will. I mean, when gas starts getting $4 a gallon, people will probably start ride sharing and stuff. I would say maybe 35% of the people say it will change the way they drive or their driving habits.
30% said yes. 70% said it will not.
Good job, Jimmy.
There's a certain portion of people who, work in the same area and commute, and I'm telling you, I think maybe they'd lighten up on that when gas was affordable, and they'll kind of reboot that back up.
Like you, Jimmy, my house is actually halfway on your way to work, so you can start picking me up.
I legitimately could start doing that,
but won't.
Could being the operable word there.
I'll bring treats.
But I feel like you'll offer me a Bischoff cookie, and I'm not going to know how to handle it.
I was thinking beef jerky, but I'll get the cookie for you. And that tablone sauce.
Toblerone.
That's it.
Gotta go.
Well, it's either that or your dry nuts.
Hi-oh.
What was that, Ross?
Nothing.
Oh, I thought you had something to say.
Yeah,
no. I just want to leave.
All right, well, let's get
It's time. It's time.
Let's get the last call. Who's first?
Let's welcome Brandon on line 2.
Brandon, what's going on? Last call, buddy.
Hey, man, just tuning in the last 15 minutes here. Big Boss Ross, I know I speak for all of us when I say this. Dude, these opportunities are getting in front of you, and you are freaking snatching them up, buddy. Keep crushing it.
Will do.
Yay.
Will do.
He always does.
Love you guys. Have a good night.
You
You
too,
buddy. Who's next, Brian?
Let's welcome Matt on line 3.
Matt. Last call, Matt.
Hey, Ross, knock 'em dead. And always realize the nastiest thing you can do is take your shoes off on a plane, so don't show everybody your pedicure.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
don't make him
Good
jelly.
one.
What do you think about my pedicure?
There's your conversation starter.
Yeah, no photo English. Let's welcome Grant on line 4.
Grant. How you doing, Grant? Last call.
Jim. Hey, Grant, Jim, friend of yours, the Bacon Weaver, played basketball with you and the Serena one day. But anyways, matter of fact, I think I gave you a bottle of rum.
You
but
did.
Anyways, saw something really funny yesterday on the east-west, getting onto I-4. It said I-4 entrance will be closed 2/29/2022.
All right.
Oh, There is no
Never
29.
Thanks, buddy. We appreciate that, Grant. Anybody else?
Let's welcome Steven on line 5.
Steve, last call, buddy.
Hey, Jim, yeah, you were talking about, like, you just want to sit there and eat your Cheerios without having to look at this guy, or having visions of a dead guy. That's the difference. People who eat Lucky Charms aren't bothered by such things.
Oh, yeah, I knew it was coming. The minute I made the Cheerios joke, I'm like, I'm going to pay for that with a Lucky Charms joke later.
All right, and let's welcome Party Mom on line 1.
Party Mom, take us home. Last call.
Hey, guys. Hey, Jim, I want to tell you this past Saturday, I went to the Monsters Brew Bus thing in Claremont,
Mm-hmm.
and I have to say, I walked like right up to Russ, and I sat right next to him. He did not even acknowledge me. And I don't know, he was talking about something, and I don't know, like some strippers or something weren't happy or whatever. I don't know what he was saying.
Yeah, unhappy strippers is that's a hot conversation, man. It really is.
Glad you had a good time.
I looked at him, and I'm like, yeah, I'm Party Mom from the Jim Colbert Show. Hello.
Oh, we love that.
Yeah. Probably he bought you about 10 beers, didn't he? Thanks, Party Mom. We appreciate that very much. As always, good hearing from you. Always making friends out there. All right, let's get the hell out of here. On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, I am Jim. We follow the news junkie. They follow the monsters in the morning after us. It's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a wonderful Wednesday evening.
And go put some hump in your day. Bye.
I haven't worn underwear since like 85.
A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price.
We're still looking at heavy traffic coming in from Polk County eastbound on I-4 approaching U.S. Highway 27 out to 429. It's heavy too between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. Westbound busy too between U.S. 192 and Osceola Polk Line Road, as well as southbound 429 between